watching Hockey Night in Oswego on WTOP.
Hello and welcome to the Murano Campus Ice Arena for some New HL hockey. I'm Ben Grieco alongside Pat Machado from Oswego State versus Plattsburgh State. Pat, how are you feeling about today?
Well, today we're going to see a little bit of a warm-up towards next week's rivalry in terms of the Oswego versus Plattsburgh rivalry. Oswego making leaps and bounds in the last couple of years in terms of their women's program, to where Oswego is finally able to compete with Plattsburgh, excuse me.
Yep, and so Oswego State coming in tonight is 4-1-0 with a 2-1-0 conference New HL record. However, Plattsburgh State is 6-1-0, and 4-0-0 undefeated in the conference. So, Pat, with Oswego State, how do you think they've been doing so far, and what do you think is really the key tonight?
Well, Oswego State has been playing their brand of hockey that they were talking about at the press conference at the beginning of the season. Like you said, last week they suffered their first setback, but it wasn't a loss. It was a tie against Cortland at home, and they were able to beat them away the next day 3-1 because of the way that the schedule is set up with a home-at-home every single weekend. So Oswego playing their brand of hockey, and they need to shake that tie off and come in for a big challenge today. Both teams' biggest challenge so far, other than Elmira tournament for Plattsburgh last week.
Definitely. What about Plattsburgh? What do you think they've been doing well? Even obviously we said they're undefeated in the conference. They have one loss to Adrian College, who was nationally ranked. They were number one. What do you think you're seeing out of them?
Well, it's interesting that you talk about that tournament. It was the Cardinals tournament over last week, and they lost to Adrian College. And the consolation game, they had to play number one ranked Elmira year in and year out. So not really much of a consolation prize for Plattsburgh, but they ended up getting the W there. So clearly Plattsburgh is doing something right. It was, again, a tough losses for both Oswego against Cortland and Plattsburgh against Adrian.
Definitely, and their power play and special teams in general is doing insane. 100% on the penalty kill. How about the power play, Pat?
The power play, this game, I'm not going to reveal my keys to the game just yet, but this game is probably going to come down to whoever scores the first goal and whoever gets the most chances on the power play if that first goal doesn't decide it right there.
Definitely. Plattsburgh State is ranked number 2 by the USCHO and by D3 Hockey for Division III women's hockey. So, Pat, players to the game. Who's your player to the game for women's hockey, for Plattsburgh?
Well, for Plattsburgh, my player to watch is Erin McCardle. Last week against the game in Elmira, she scored 2 goals. We were talking again about the special teams. Both goals on the power play. And as such, she was named to the D3 Hockey Team of the Week, and she had 2 assists from earlier in the year. She's going to be a dangerous player and cause a lot of problems for Oswego.
Definitely. My Plattsburgh player has got to be Casey Abbott, the goaltender. She's had 5 shutouts in the 7 games. She's got a .29 goals against average and a .986 save percentage. She's played in 7 games, like I said, 5 of those being shutouts. Unfortunately, didn't have a shutout last game against Elmira, but you got to think she wants to keep that going.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now bumping over to Oswego. Who's your player to watch for Oswego tonight?
Well, my player to watch is Jean Marie Patton. She scored 1 goal, 1 assist for 2 points in the game against Cortland, and she plays with Leah Serwinski, another top producer for the Oswego State Lakers this year. And them two top line, they're going to be a dangerous combo with the center of Natalie Gilio.
Definitely, and I got to give it over to Leah Sherwinski. 2 goals against Coral in the 3-1 win on Saturday. She's been a strong player all season. She's already got 4 points, 2 goals, 2 assists, and definitely she should be again tonight. So I think Leah Sherwinski definitely going to be a key player. But tonight, how do you think Patton's going to do?
Patton is probably going to notch a goal. These teams, Oswego and Plattsburgh, are very similar in terms of the style and the brand they play hockey. They're both really solid on the special teams. They both only fell. They both failed to win once. So, again, this is going to be a tight game, and I really do think that whoever scores first is going to win.
Definitely. And Leah Sherwinski, my player to watch. She's with Jean Marie Patton and also Natty Giulio, as you said. But I really think she's got to maybe get a couple assists in there. Hopefully Patton can get on the goal scoring a little bit so that Sherwinski and Julio, who's in her first game back after an injury in the offseason, so definitely at least a couple assists potentially from Leah Sherwinski.
Now, you talked about assists. That's the thing that I really love about Jean-Marie Patton. She is a playmaker. She knows exactly where Leah Sawinski and Natalie Giglio are on the ice at all times. So that's a key trait of a really great player for Oswego.
Definitely. And Jean-Marie Patton, she's only 5'2". She can get around some of those players pretty quick. A very fast player, and definitely can get around to get those passes and get under defense. But Natalie Giglio on that first line, kind of sticking with that first line real quick. In her first game back, the junior has 13 points in her first 2 seasons here. Her first game back after an injury over there summer. That first line is definitely a good way. And we're going to take a short break on WTOP. We're going to come back for Puck Drop at 3 p.m. for Oswego State versus Plattsburgh State Hockey.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
Across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, helping solve child hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
What's going on?
I'm leaving.
Why? What did I do?
Not enough. The pressure's too much. I quit. I get it. I can do better. Just please don't leave.
Don't let your heart quit on you. Get your uncontrolled high blood pressure to a healthy range before it's too late.
You taught him how to hit a baseball. How to hit a receiver. The strike zone. The net. You taught him how to hit the upper corner. You even taught him how to hit the open man. But how much time have you spent teaching him what not to hit?
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
Across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, helping solve child hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Back to the Murano Campus Center Ice Arena for some Division III women's hockey. New HL matchup between Oswego State and the number 2 Plattsburgh State Cardinals. Ben Greco on the play-by-play alongside Pat Machado on the color. As we await puck drop, both teams will head to their bench and also goaltender as we have the steering wheel puck drop. Pat, what do you think are the keys of the game tonight?
Well, for Plattsburgh, their first key to the game, I mentioned it a lot during the pregame show, score first. Their only loss on the year is the time that they did not get the first goal. So if history holds, especially in a game that's going to be as tight as today, they need to score first. Second key to the game, they need to screen Farmer. Farmer has only given up 1 goal on the entire season. That includes both conference play and non-conference play. So you need to make it difficult for Farmer to make a save. And finally, draw penalties. Oswego has a good penalty kill, but they are by no means perfect. They have given up goals on the season. So if they can draw penalties and get the opportunities to give themselves the goal, that could be key to their winning tonight.
All right, Pat. So how about Oswego State? Now that we talked about Plattsburgh a little bit, what are Oswego State's keys to the games?
Now we're talking a lot about special teams. The first thing they need to do is crash the net. We talked about how Farmer only has 1 goal on the season. Abbott is perfect so far in conference play, has not given up a goal. So Oswego needs to crash the net and make it really uncomfortable for Abbott to make the save. 2, cycle on the power play. Plattsburgh is a perfect 33 for 33 on the penalty kill. So they need to tire out those penalty killers and create lanes for themselves to get shots through to Abbott. And finally, be aggressive. Use your size, use your physicality, use your speed, and make it as difficult for Plattsburgh to move the puck as possible.
Definitely. And so as we start the game between Plattsburgh State and Oswego State, the starting lineup will be Casey Abbott in goal for Plattsburgh and Rachel Farmer for Oswego State, as Pat and I already have talked about, with Natalie Giulio in center alongside Annie Katanka for Plattsburgh State. 20 minutes on the clock, first period, Oswego State versus Plattsburgh State, and Plattsburgh State Katanka will the puck as it's dumped into their zone by Hannah Karali. It will be an icing call, however, and go all the way back down only 10 seconds in. 6 seconds in even. It's 19:54 remaining in the period.
Yeah, quick whistle here, and you now have an offensive zone face-off for Oswego. See if they can get a set play drawn off the face-off.
Giulio wins and gets a shot right off the start, right in the chest of Casey Abbott, and will just save it. Goes to the point. However, Maddie Byrne does miss a puck and go all the way back down. It will not be an icing, however. I thought Plattsburgh State might have iced it down, but it will be Rendazzo. Rendazzo over to Padden in the near corner. Padden going up the ice now. Just clears the zone, and it will be no icing as Cassie Abbott touches it now with Karali. Karali skates up the ice. Long pass up to Annie Katanka, and she's got a one-on-one breakaway. Katanka just wide of Rachel Farmer. No shot on goal there.
Kate Rendazzo might have gotten a stick on it. I heard a little bit of a clashing of sticks in front. That's a critical intervention by Rendazzo. Oswego cannot be giving up chances like that to a team like Plattsburgh's caliber.
Going to be cleared all the way down the ice by Sarah Cruz, and it will be an icing call as Plattsburgh State does win the race with 19:04 remaining. Oswego State early on the shots, 1-0. Pat, what have you seen in the first opening minute?
Yeah, we saw, again, I mentioned the set play off the faceoff. We saw Natalie Giulio tie him up. Then the winger came in to take the puck and sent a little chip pass up to Giulio, who moved in. Just ran out of real estate there, but Casey Abbott couldn't handle the rebound, and that was almost a chance on the other side of the post. She needs to be better with her rebound control against Oswego.
Plattsburgh State does win that face-off. However, Oswego will recover when they're doused behind the net. Now with Plattsburgh State on the near boards, a scrum near with Skylar Byrne, the younger sister of Maddie Byrne. Rendazzo over to Filomeno Taggart. Taggart just gives it up, and now it's with Moriarty of Plattsburgh. Moriarty looking for a pass, gets it in front, but Rendazzo cuts it off before it hits the goal crease. Kate Rendazzo skating up the ice now, out of her own zone, looking for a pass. Passes it up to Erin Stewart, and she's just going to tip it in as McArdle from Plattsburgh grabs the puck behind her own net. Now with Moriarty on the near boards. Moriarty passes it back to McArdle. McArdle gives it up to Drew Mead, who skates into her own zone. No one there to help her as there's 5 Oswego State players around her in their own zone as Plattsburgh's changing lines. Now with Oswego State. Plattsburgh recovers, and it's with McMillan. Millen over to Hoskins. Hoskins up back to Millen at the far corner. Oswego State does get a stick on it. It's tipped as Farmer holds on. No really true shot there, just kind of sat in front there.
Yeah, he tried to, it looked like Sarah Wolf tried to stuff it in on the right side of the post. Didn't get a shot on it, off it, might have hit a stick, and the puck was just sitting out in the blue paint, and Rachel Farmer notices and pounces on the puck to get the whistle.
Early stop there as Emma Morissette is in center with Millen from Plattsburgh, as Emma Morissette does win and goes back to Thomas. Thomas just clears the zone after a tip from Anna Newfield-Kreider. Kreider just gets it into the pads, a shot from Newfield-Kreider, And they'll go all the way back down. No icing is called as Farmer holds onto it and will freeze the puck as Wolf is there for Plattsburgh.
Yeah, smart play by Farmer, not taking any chances with the streaking Wolf, just putting the pressure on. She wasn't even trying to get a shot. She was just trying to force the face-off to the left of Farmer. And now you have a chance of your own.
Annika Neufeld-Kreider with the early shot as well, right into the pads, as Plattsburgh State does win that face-off, but it will go with Oswego after losing the puck. Plattsburgh State player without her stick and pad in at center ice just dumps it in to Abbott. Abbott will go behind her goal crease now over to Colleen. Colleen passes it up. Now in center ice with Krzenek. Just a save by Farmer, goes into the near boards. Now with Giglio. Giglio loses the puck and Plattsburgh State will recover. It is with Walker.
Speaking of
Schmelzer.
Speaking of penalties, Giglio just got away with a slash in the midsection just in front of the referee.
And that's one key that you talked about was Plattsburgh State drawing the penalties. Couldn't draw it there as it's in the near corner now. Now with Sherwinski. Sherwinski would just try to clear it out of the zone, but it's held at the point by McArdle. Now it goes over with, now it goes over with Evans. Behind now with Byrne.
Little friendly fire just in the outside of the zone. Two Plattsburgh players
Byrne,
colliding.
long ice pass up to Patton, who just tips it in, and Colleen will recover by Plattsburgh. Almost tipped away by Stewart there as Plattsburgh State does bring in, excuse me there, I did have a little tickle on my throat. The winter season hitting me hard. McArdle.
Yeah, it is that time of year. Lake effect snow machines starting to come into effect, affecting a lot of the students here at just as finals approaches.
McArdle with a shot over the crease, as it is with Oswego State, who just clears his own. Patton's going to race up to it with McArdle, but McArdle will win the race as Patton just goes to change lines. McArdle looking for a pass, gives it up, but it's cut off by Thomas. Thomas holding on to it, and so is Plattsburgh. But actually, no, it's actually all the way down. A little bit delayed hold there by the legs. Skylar Byrne gives up the pass, but it goes over to Benjamin. Now over to McArdle. McArdle on the near wall with Whitney, excuse me. The numbers are looking a little weird on the jersey. Little points are getting me there. Now with Moriarty. Moriarty takes a shot, and it's held onto by Farmer. 15:21 remaining in the period.
Yeah, that was a nice idea by Moriarty with that quick shot from the point. A lot of traffic in front. A lot of people think that shots from the point are a kind of low percentage play. But like we've seen it in the Stanley Cup Finals, we've seen it in the entire NHL season, that like a lot of the goals, like I think it was like 30 to 40% of the goals in the series came from the point.
A lot of shots, and anything can happen. As I say, as Gustafsson tries to get around her defenseman, but cannot, as he's stopped by Rose. Gustafsson shoved down on the ice, no call there, as it is now with Whitney. Whitney holds on to it, but it's taken by Gustafsson. And now with Rose over to McArdle. Gustafsson holding it along the far corner. Trying to get away, and now comes away with it is Hoskins. Hoskins up to Moriarty, who gives a long ice pass over to Sugimoto. Sugimoto gets no shot off as Plattsburgh State does hold on, and now it's at the point. Shot from Rose, stopped in front by Rendazzo, along with a little help from Sugimoto. And it's back with Rose at the point. Rose another shot, glove down, no rebound from Moriarty there, as Oswego State does come away with it. Ferguson gets around the defenseman and just clears it into the neutral zone. Tries to tip it from Hoskins, but Plattsburgh State will recover as they clear it all the way down, and there will be no icing on the play. Rendazzo now skating along the near boards, and it's into the neutral zone as Killeen can't hold on to it. Now it's Corrali. Now with Drew Mead. Drew Mead skating into her own zone past Ferguson, who tips it, however, but holds on to it and shot just wide by Mackenzie Millen. Plattsburgh State with a little more dominance here now with Morissette. Morissette gets it into the neutral zone, clears it, and now with Annika Neufeld-Kreider. Just tips it into her own zone. It's held onto by Corrali. Now over to Wolf. Wolf looking for a drop pass. It's shot. And then Drew Mead with a shot off the blocker. Cannot hold on to the shot. Tips in off Farmer. 1-0 Plattsburgh State. 13:38 remaining in the period.
Well, we'll see the replay in a second, but I think the puck went off of the pads of Farmer, and then just took an unlucky bounce, an unlucky deflection, and ended up inside her own goal line. Yeah, that's exactly what happened, and
like
she
pad or
really
blocker.
wants that shot back.
Definitely, you saw it right after the frustration. Hands on the mask. She knew what happened. Plattsburgh takes a 1-0 lead. Sherwinski now with it in, dumps it into her own zone, up high. Patton tried to fight for it, but cannot win to the puck. Wolf with it in the near corner. Now with Corrali. Corrali still skating behind her own boards. Now up to Wolf, who gives it up, but it's taken away by Julia. Julia just clears her own zone, looking for Sherwinski, but she can't handle it as Colleen grabs it behind her own net. Colleen up to Drew Mead. Drew Mead just dumps it in as Evans will recover. Drew Mead is officially credited with the goal, as we already said. However, as the shot hits Farmer, as an assist goes to Sarah Wolf. Another shot, patted away, can't be held onto as it's really just thrown away. Farmer trying to hold on to it, cannot. Plattsburgh State does get it behind the net. Now it's with Cruz. Plattsburgh State gets it in the neutral zone after Oswego State almost cleared it. And they will hold on now with Benjamin.
Plattsburgh dominating the possession in the first 8 minutes of this game, and they're dominating the pressure too. We just saw like Oswego unable to clear the puck from in front of their own net for a good 30 seconds. Second, third chance opportunities, unable to clear the puck or cover the puck. And Oswego looking very lackadaisical out there right now.
12:29 remaining in the period as Oswego State has it icing. And real quick, we're not noticing a ton of rebound control from Farmer. So that's the big key that I'm taking away right now, especially that led to that first goal, as it is right in front, but taken away by Oswego State with Patton. Patton gets it up to Stewart, who does hold on actually, as Hoskins tipped it, and it's just cleared in by Stewart. Hoskins grabs it in her own red zone, and now with Walker. Walker up to Katanka. Katanka can't get a cross-ice pass, and now with Webster tips right into the glove of Farmer, who freezes the puck. 12:04 remaining.
Yeah, it looked like Webster was going for a backhanded clear on that. The puck just didn't lie flat on her and took, I guess you could say, an unlucky deflection towards the goal, but Farmer able to glove it down. So no harm, no foul, but now they have another offensive zone face-off to deal with when they can't even get into the zone themselves for more than 15 seconds at a time.
Katanka is pulled from the face-off. Oswego State will win. And now with Gustafson racing up the ice, using that cross-country legs. Gustafson cannot get a shot off as she's stopped by Rose. It slides into the boards. Didn't really get hit, just kind of slid on her own accord as Plattsburgh State comes away with it.
Yeah, it looks like there's a
slow to get up and is skating back, however, to her own zone. Shot from Katanka just hits the glove and goes wide. Now with Thomas. Thomas fights for it and can't get it up to McNamara, and it goes back to home for Plattsburgh. Now with Gustafson again. See if she can do the same thing, but this time passes it off to McNamara, who just misses the pass, and it go back to Whitney, to Plattsburgh. Now with Thomas tries to get up to Gustafson, but it's held in by Moriarty, but just tipped away. Now with Colleen, who looked like she might have slipped a little bit, lost a little momentum as Gustafson almost got there, but now with Plattsburgh on the near boards. Held in by Whitney, skating with it, trying to get a pass off to Oswego State defenseman Kreider, and also Gustafson holding on. And now comes away with it Randazzo. Morissette over to Neufeld Kreider. Can't clear it in her own zone, but Gustafson is able to grab it. And now it's with Whitney. Whitney back over. Well, actually tried to get it over, to Millen it looked like. And it's now back with Ferguson, who can't get a shot as it's blocked by Plattsburgh.
Yeah, you would have wanted her to maybe think about that shot a little more. There was no really lane to get into the net. Just shoots it right off the skate. And now we have a 2-on-1 the other way.
2-on-1 Morissette and Ferguson. Ferguson gets a shot, just patted away. Actually might have even gone wide. I don't know if he even hit the pads of the Abbott, as it's now with Oswego State back in the neutral zone. But back to Plattsburgh. Now with Colleen. Now with Millen. Shot just goes wide from Drew Mead, looking for her second. Drew Mead just passes it back to Benjamin. Now tipped away by Randazzo, goes back to McArdle. McArdle skating up the ice herself. McArdle looking for a shot, hits the pads and goes wide. Farmer plucks it away. Now at the blue line, held in by Oswego State forward and it looks like.
And they're going to call that offside. They're going to call that offside. It looks like they're saying Benjamin entered the zone a little bit early when the puck must have popped outside the blue line for just a second. A little pushing and shoving between Wolf and Patton.
Don't see that too much in women's hockey with the lack of heading, but however, Patton will go on center ice and Julio's pulled out. Ricardo gets the puck after Plattsburgh State wins. Millen, shot just goes wide from the slot. Now back to Benjamin.
Yeah, you mentioned the pushing and shoving. The Oswego-Plattsburgh women's hockey rivalry may not have the prestige as the men's one, but with Oswego being an up-and-coming program, these schools do hate each other. So you might see a lot more of that in this game than you're accustomed to seeing in a typical Division III hockey game.
Definitely last season, definitely sits in a salty taste for Oswego State after losing 6-0 in the New HL Championship. As a shot comes from the stick of Sarah Wolf, goes right to the chest of Rachel Farmer with 9:05 remaining. And early, we're seeing a very large shot advantage for Plattsburgh State, 9-2 in favor of the Cardinals.
Yeah, it definitely goes back to what we were talking about earlier, possession and able to keep possession. Oswego with a lot of lazy passes that are easily being intercepted by the Plattsburgh players in the lanes. And Oswego unable to sustain much pressure. Their only shots are really coming off the rush.
Now skating up the ice is Tager with Stewart. Stewart maybe looking for a pass back to Tager, and does. Tager just with a shot goes wide, no harm done there. Now with Skylar Byrne. Skylar Byrne wraps it around to Cruz just out of reach and goes over to McDargle. Ricardo passes up, it's cut away by Tager. Tager over to Thomas. Thomas gets a shot, goes wide. Now with Stewart. Stewart looking up front, tipped away by Plattsburgh, and they'll come away with it, but loses it after a tip from Cruz. Now back to Tager, who falls on her own and up to Cruz. Cruz cannot get a centering pass as it's blocked away by Plattsburgh defense. Clear into the center ice, and Plattsburgh State takes it away. Now with Tager. Tager up the ice, look for a pass, just goes into the offensive zone, and Plattsburgh State will hold on to it. That's Hoskins that clears it up to Schmelzer, who just shoots wide. Back into the neutral zone for Rose, who just passes up to Katanka. Almost offsides, but they're able to pull it back over. She just clears it in to Dazzo. Dazzo slaps it over to Thomas. Thomas trying to get a pass off past Killeen. This will be Walker. Rankin. Walker. Back to Rankin. And now over to Dazzo. And Dazzo just clears it in the neutral zone. Tries to get a bank pass over to McAleer, but it just goes over to stick now with Corrali.
Yeah, that's like an unlucky bounce off the glass. It actually hit the stanchion where the door to the referee's room is, which is why it took that bounce.
Plattsburgh State does win the race to the puck. And now it's almost in front to Walker, just off the skates, and now it's Ferguson. Ferguson can't hold on, however, and Plattsburgh State once again brings it into their zone. Back to Killeen. Killeen with a shot. Blocked away and held on to by Farmer. 7:14 remaining in the period. Plattsburgh State still leading 1-0.
Yeah, Oswego State maybe just now beginning to settle into the game, as we just saw the first bit of sustained offensive pressure about a minute ago in Oswego's end. Unable to get a shot off, but like we talked about in the pregame show, cycling on the power play, cycle the puck in general, tire these Plattsburgh players out, because right now they have all the energy, and Oswego is just beginning to find their legs.
We've definitely just seen a couple of just short bursts, one quick shot that even a couple times have been blocked away. I haven't seen too much of Oswego State offense as it goes right up front and it's taken away. Shot by Moriarty, gloved down, almost lost, and almost a rebound chance for Tsukimoto, but Farmer gloves it down.
Again, turnovers. Pretty much the key to Oswego's game right now. That's what they need to shut down and take more control of. Multiple clearing attempts given away to a Plattsburgh player just outside the slot. You can't afford to give away a high percentage shot opportunity like that. Again, especially against a team at Plattsburgh. They're lucky they're not down 2-0, maybe even 3-0.
Whitney is pulled out of the circle for the faceoff, but Plattsburgh State does still win the puck as Moriarty dumps it back. Tries to give it to Queens, and Patton races for it with Corrali right there, but Corrali wins the race. Corrali skates around her own net. Sherwinski there pressuring, but now to Webster. Webster with a shot right into the chest, a hard shot from the blue line right into the chest of Abbott, who makes her third save of the game.
Again, Abbott seeing her first little bit of action in a while, being forced to make a save. That's the key to Oswego. Force the goaltender to make a save. You just get pucks to the net, get shots on goal. You never know when you might have that one missed rebound opportunity that you're able to bang home.
Plattsburgh State wins the faceoff and we're going to wrap it around now up to Wolf. taken away by Oswego State Julia, who just dumps it back in onto the stick of Abbott behind her own net. Now with Benjamin. Benjamin brings it up to Millen. Millen gets around Julio, and she has a breakaway opportunity. A shot from Wolf, and just had it away, it looks like. A little bit of a weak shot from Wolf.
I actually think she didn't even get the puck at all. Like, I think stick hit the ice, maybe caught the corner of the puck. Looked like she shanked that shot. Wasted opportunity on the odd man rush.
Either way, a very weird shot as Oswego State comes away with it behind their own net as Webster tries to get a pass up, but it's taken away by Benjamin. Benjamin cross ice, no chance in the slot there from Millen, who gets a stick lift. Now McArdle. McArdle back over to Benjamin. Benjamin with a slap shot, blocked away in front by Webster. Now it's with Padden. Padden just clears it all the way down, and it is going to be an icing as there's no competition from Julio with Benjamin grabbing the puck behind her own net.
Some tired Lakers out there. Referees ordering Padden back onto the ice as they're not able to change after the icing. This is a big chance for Plattsburgh to take advantage of these tired Oswego players and get their second goal of the game.
I have noticed in Division III hockey that players definitely try to get off the ice, but referees always know who's on the ice during the icing.
Yeah,
Farmer does hold on.
The players always think that they can get away with it. Referee comes over, players like, who, me? I wasn't out on the ice, but nevertheless, they just end up after the face-off. The puck was covered, so now Oswego's able to change. Aaron Stewart coming out there.
I remember calling a club hockey game, and Oswego State actually got away with it. They actually had a couple players, and let's just say Syracuse University, who they're playing, was not happy.
Well, they can't be perfect every time. That's something that you have to understand as a part of the referees, the human factor.
And it looks like there's a shot, and Cruz might be hurt a little bit. She was holding her hand up to her helmet. She might have gotten hit there. I wasn't looking at Cruz at the moment, but however, Plattsburgh State does hold on to it.
Yeah, Krosneck with an absolutely beautiful chance out in the slot. Just very close into the net, unable to be too fine with it.
Stewart clears it all the way down to Rose, who just holds on and clears it into her own zone, but Randazzo cuts it off short. Back to Rose at center ice, who now clears it in. Just bounces over the pads of Farmer, looks like, and now with Madisonburg. Madisonburg passes it up to Aaron Stewart. Stewart looking for a pass, cannot get it on the stick of Rankin. She tried to kick it off her own skates, but is tipped back in by Randazzo. Now cleared out by Plattsburgh. Rankin clears it in, almost an offside call there. But Plattsburgh State comes away with a 3-on-1 opportunity now with Belinsky. Just held onto by Farmer there. Sorry, not Belinsky, Brush. I don't know where I'm seeing Belinsky. I guess I need new glasses.
You saw Thomas and Katanka coming together a little bit after that face-off. A little bit too close on net. Thomas takes exception to that, a little pushing and shoving. Nothing comes of that, though.
Bailey Thomas, definitely a physical player. Coach Diane Dillon constantly talking about a big block by Annika Newfield-Kreider. Corrali goes back in the neutral zone, have to get it, but Oswego State recovered into their own neutral zone. Emma Morissette now skating up the ice with speed. Looking for a shot, gets a shot right into the blocker. Patted away, blocked away, and Plattsburgh State, will hold on. Into the neutral zone now for Plattsburgh, now with Brush. Brush skating up a 2-on-1 opportunity, gets a shot off, goes high.
Oswego giving up a lot of odd man rushes in these early goings.
That is
with just under 4 minutes to go in the period. That must have been like the fourth odd man rush this period.
Fourth or fifth, as Oswego State is offsides and Morse can't hold on, but it's almost slapped in by Ferguson, but fans on the shot. Now with Tsukimoto. Tsukimoto looking for a shot, just patted away, almost tipped down by Moriarty, but can't get a stick on it. Now with Ferguson, who gets it into the neutral zone with 3:25 remaining in the period. And it looks like McArdle's going to go back and just skate around looking for a pass. And now again up to Tsukimoto, who just misses it. And is going to be icing. A little bit of a controversial. It looked like Plattsburgh State might have actually won that race a little bit.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you there. And it's interesting about the icing conversation in general. A lot of people say that hybrid icing is not the way to go. It's too dangerous. We saw the NHL eliminate touch icing a couple years ago and replace it with hybrid to keep sort of the race into play. The NCAA had automatic icing until hybrid icing came out, and for some reason they decided to switch to that. It's a judgment call by the linesman. You can't always get it right, but more than often than not they do. I'm sorry.
Sorry to cut you off there. Sherwinski just has a shot off. Great opportunity, but it's blocked away by the stick of Whitney, who now has the puck in the neutral zone, skating up the ice herself. She's stopped by Evans. Moriarty. No goal. Oh, wait a minute. I can't tell what happened there. It looked like Farmer had originally stopped the shot. It looked like it might have been a rebound.
Yeah, if the puck hit post, it hit iron. The sound was very clear, and it looks like number 9 is skating to the bench first, and we'll take a look at the replay.
That's going to be Mo Tsukimoto. We'll have to look at the replay there. Apparently, along with the eye doctor, I also need to go to the hearing doctor since I could not hear the post there through the headphones. Plattsburgh State now up 2-0. 2:55 remaining in the period, again with a heavy shot advantage, 18-3. Plattsburgh State comes away with the puck, and it's now up to Wolf. Wolf loses the puck, but it's Millen who almost loses the puck, but it's now back to Rose. Rose over to Hoskins. Hoskins just cleared in by Jermead, and now with the Byrne. Madison Byrne at that, as Skyward Byrne, her younger sister's on the ice with her, as Rose holds it at the blue line. Tipped up high, and back with Rose at the blue line once again on the near side, and now with Wolf. Wolf looking for a shot, but tipped away by Stewart, and Wolf just holds it in at the blue line. Madison Byrne and Drew Mead fighting for it. However, now goes over to Stewart. Stewart just loses the puck to Wolf. Now wrapped around and once again by Wolf, and with Rendazzo in the far boards. Rendazzo just clears it into the neutral zone, and will go into stick from Macy Hoskins. Madison Byrne over to Kate Rendazzo. Up to Gustafson, who cannot get a stick on it, and it's going to be an icing as Hannah Rose wins that race.
Yeah, Oswego going into the second period, they need to be so much better. A lot of sloppy play.
And we're going to have that goal now for you, as it's a pass, from Whitney, and it looked like there's a shot from, it was just a rebound. It does hit the post past Farmer, and Tsukimoto's able to stuff it in there for the second goal.
Yeah, that's a tough goal to give up as a goaltender. It goes off the iron. You don't even know where it is. You're just hoping that the puck is nowhere in your vicinity. Unfortunately, it goes off of the back of her pads and sitting right there on a plate for Tsukimoto to get that second goal for Plattsburgh.
So Taylor Whitney and Courtney Moriarty there with the assist as it goes right in front of Farmer, but it's padded away. It looks like it might have hit the stick and tipped up as she's handed her stick by Thomas after losing it. Now Thomas with the block shot, holds onto it and gives it up to Gustafson, who just kicks it off the skates. And it looks like it's going to be no icing, waved off as Colleen. Now with Corrali behind her own net. Up the ice. And now with Thomas once again. Morissette. Back into the neutral zone. Almost a too many men call as Dufil Kreider tried to get on the ice, but it's now with Farmer. Philomena Taggart just gives up to Morissette. Morissette loses the puck. Cannot get a shot. Now with Ferguson, he tries to get a shot. Tipped wide. It looked like Abbott could have been screened there.
No, yeah, she was. Abbott did not know where the puck is. Unfortunately for Oswego, it dips a little wide, but she had no idea where it was.
And just goes offsides, almost a 2-on-1 breakaway. Moriarty on the right, and it looked like it might have been Walker, Katanka on the right, and Madison Walker on the left. And as well, we're at stoppage. We're going to have the intermission report after the final buzzer for the first period. We're going to have some highlight analysis of all 2 goals so far from Plattsburgh during our intermission. Plattsburgh State wins the faceoff and just bank pass up to Brush. Brush pressing it into center, blocked away by the shoulder. It is blocked away by the shoulder, of Avery Webster as it goes down and goes under the glove of Rachel Farmer. 9.1 seconds remaining in the period.
And you take a look at that shot total. Unofficial shots on the scoreboard. It's not the official stats from the official scoring team, but it's showing 19-3 in favor of Plattsburgh right now. Shots don't exactly tell the whole story, but in this case they do. Oswego just flat in this first period.
Definitely, there has been not really any, as the puck is frozen under, I think it might have been under Walker's body, as Ferguson was on top of her.
And that's a weird situation. Sometimes you see a penalty called when the player covers the puck off the faceoff. We don't see it here. I'm surprised the play was allowed to go on that long.
Definitely. And now Rose with the last-second shot as the buzzer goes, blocked away by Webster, and she went down to hit her leg. And now 2-0 Plattsburgh State as we wrap up the first 20 minutes at Marano Campus Center. Ice Arena, Farmer, a little bit of a tough break there on the first and second goal, really.
Yeah, it was goals that is a goal that you do not want to give up. The first goal, yes, you could say that there was a lack of defensive coverage, but she really should have had that one. The second goal was just a little bit of luck. But Oswego, extremely flat, very lazy on the puck, turning the puck over in the neutral zone. Diane Dillon has to do something, and Oswego has to do something, or this could be a blowout.
Definitely, and that's going to do it for the first period here on WTOP 10 at the Marano Campus Center Ice Arena. Oswego State 0, Plattsburgh State 2. Tune in a couple minutes. We'll have the intermission report here on WTOP 10.
Hey, good morning, James.
Morning.
James, wake up. It's Rise and Shine time. James, Rise and Shine. James, wake up. We're starting the show.
Good morning and welcome back to Rise and Shine at 9. I'm James Gattato here with your next update.
A boy born in Joplin, Missouri was fascinated by anything with wheels and a motor. The odds of him winning both the Daytona 500 and the Brickyard 400 in the same year? 1 in 195 million. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I'm Jamie McMurray, and my niece has autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
If you think trains will stop if they see a car on the tracks, you're right. They will. About a mile after they hit you. Stop. Trains can't.
When you are in space, you can't run down to the store to buy parts. You have to improvise with what you have on your mission. Making is when there is something new that was not in existence at the beginning of the day. Okay. It's an incredible sense of accomplishment when you have made something. That's why I make. Now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Ben Grieco alongside Pat Machado. Ended the first period between Oswego State women's hockey and the number 2 Plattsburgh State Cardinals. And we're going to recap the first period real quick. Pat, what do you think you saw in general?
Well, I saw a Plattsburgh team that came here to the shores of Lake Ontario ready to play, and I saw an Oswego team that was not necessarily ready to play. They were really flat. They only began to really find their legs towards the second half of that period, and only really in short bursts, not really anything sustaining that could give them an advantage over the Plattsburgh Cardinals. A lot of turnovers in the neutral zone, a lot of errant passes that will lead to either on-man rushes or chances in their own end, and a little bit of luck on Plattsburgh's way as well. But if you're playing well, the luck is going to go your way, and Oswego has no luck right now. They also have nothing going on offense or defense.
Definitely, and the official shots, even though they actually are very close on the scoreboard, they're unofficial. 20-4 is the unofficial. However, the official is 19-4. However, we're going to have the shot totals. The leader for Plattsburgh is Sarah Krosneck at 4, and it's 1 apiece. And now the second goal that was quite impressive, actually, a shot, and Tsukimoto gets the rebound there as Farmer can't hold on.
Yeah, you see it went off the right iron, and then it took a little bounce, a very unlucky bounce. We talked a little bit about the luck. It takes a bounce right into the back of Farmer's pads. And when you're a goalie, you hear the sound of the iron. You just hope it's not in the back of your net. You're not really concerned with where the puck is. You're trying to make yourself as big as possible to cover it if you do. Unfortunately, it's sitting there right on a silver platter for Tsukimoto, who's able to just bang it in, tap in to make the score 2-0.
Definitely. And the post, as I say, is the goaltender's best friend, but also their worst enemy. And that time, I'd have to say it's like a mediocre friend, you know? They stop the post. It's there. Farmer doesn't completely stop it. It doesn't go in, but Tsukimoto gets it in the goal. Taylor Whitney and Courtney Moriarty there for the assist. And overall, like I said, Plattsburgh State 2-0 over Oswego State. 19 shots for Plattsburgh, 4 for Oswego. 31 shot attempts for Plattsburgh compared to 9 for Oswego. Plattsburgh State 13-9 on the face-off advantage. And personally, that's where Oswego State did get their one chance off the Giulio face-off earlier in the game.
Yeah, it was a set play. It was a tie-up on the face-off. The puck was sitting there just out in empty space. She's able to thread the needle to a streaking Giulio moving in on net. She was just a little bit too close on net, and she was unable to do anything with it but just shoot it right into her chest. Unable to control the rebound was Abbott, but they got lucky and they were eventually able to cover. That was Oswego's probably their best chance of the game. There was a 2-on-1 midway through the first period, but that one was easily broken apart by a back checker who was able to get back in time. So if you're gonna go by actually getting shots on net, that was their best chance of the game, just 30 seconds in.
All right, and that's going to be the end of the intermission report here. And when we come back, it's going to be the second period of New HL hockey between Oswego State and Plattsburgh State. Ben Grieco alongside Pat Machado. We'll be back shortly for the second period of Oswego State hockey.
You know who's going off in fantasy this week? Drew Brees.
Brees with time.
You know, you guys are sleeping on Odell Beckham Jr., though. I think he's scoring 3 TDs this week.
And it throws it back across the middle.
No, tell me, the Bears' defense is what's going to go off this week. I mean, holy
Chicago Bears.
Looking for these? You drive Buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
As an American, it's hard to hear that we have a serious hunger issue in our country. And as a parent, it's even harder to hear that 1 in 5 of our kids struggles with hunger, especially when billions of pounds of good food are wasted every year. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide billions of meals to families in need right in your community. Visit feedingamerica.org to support Feeding America in your local food bank. Together we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Want to know all the latest Stains pop culture? Tune in to Let's Talk About It every other Monday at 10 p.m.
When some people struggle with their mortgage payments, they become frozen, petrified. Not knowing what to do, they do nothing. But the people who take action are far more likely to get the most positive outcome. Making home affordable is a free government program. Call now to talk one-on-one with a housing expert about the options that are right for you. Real help, real answers, right now.
It's taste, not toast.
Hi, I'm Anthony Citron, and for one view a day, you can help producers at WTOP get the recognition they deserve for their work. For just 30 minutes a day, you can help these students make sure their work does not go unnoticed. Please, click the link below and help these students get the recognition they deserve. All it takes is one view a day.
Once again, welcome back to the Murano Campus Center Ice Arena between Oswego State and Plattsburgh State women's ice hockey. I'm Ben Grieco alongside Pat Machado. End of the first period, Plattsburgh State does lead 2-0, but it's a fresh 20 minutes for the Lakers. And Pat, what does Oswego State need to do to possibly even come back in this game?
Well, it's a good thing that it's a fresh 20 minutes for the Lakers. I've been very critical of that first period of play, and for good reason. Honestly, if you're the Oswego State Lakers, there has to be a big coaching adjustment from Diane Dillon, because what they're doing is not working. They're a little short, no-look passes. They're trying to be a little bit too cute. They're thinking they can make the quick and complicated play, but in actuality, it's not doing anything. Keep it simple, back to basics, fundamental hockey.
Definitely. And Casey Abbott has been very strong. Obviously hasn't faced a ton early on in the game. Only faced 4 official shots. She hasn't had to do much, but the 4 shots she has faced, she's been strong.
Well, honestly, as a goaltender of a really good team, sometimes you just have to put up with the fact that you're not going to be receiving a lot of action on your end of the ice, and you need to. And that's the mark of a good goaltender, to be able to make the saves when they need to, when it actually counts. So Abbott's doing pretty well so far, and if she can carry that onto this second period, it's going to make it even difficult for Oswego.
And now what does Plattsburgh need to keep doing? Obviously, they're up 2-0, 19-4 shot advantage. What needs to happen?
The exact same thing that they're doing. They're playing extremely well. They're very aggressive on the forecheck and forcing Oswego to make a play before they would necessarily want to. We talked again about the short passes for Oswego. That's half of Oswego's fault. There were definitely some opportunities where they could have moved the puck or taken a second to move the puck, but at other times they're forced to by the aggressive forechecking of Plattsburgh.
Now, and for Oswego State goaltender Rachel Farmer, she's done well. I can't lie there. She's done very well, but she's had a couple bad breaks for the 2 goals.
Yeah, she's had some really bad luck in this first period so far. They've had to deal with the puck off the post that went off the back of the pad. Nothing you can do there. And then she gave up a really rough goal that any goaltender will be phased from. She needs to shake that off, shake off this first period. New fresh sheet of ice, other side of the ice. It's a new start. Hopefully they can come back.
Definitely. As the buzzer rings for the start of the second period, Sarah Cruz at center alongside Katanka, and Plattsburgh State does come away with it as Colleen tries to dump it in, but it's taken away by Skylar Byrne. Skylar Byrne now tries to tip it away, but it's taken away by Katanka, who just slides down and falls on her own. No tripping call, as no Oswego State player was near her.
Yeah, that's the one thing that Oswego actually is doing really well. Both teams, too. There have been no penalties in this game so far. There was only one penalty that really should have been called, and that was a slash on Natalie Giglio earlier in the game in the midsection. But referees choosing to keep the whistles in their pockets and letting these two rivals play.
Whistle's not completely in their pockets, as there is the icing called there against Oswego State, and will go back to their own zone. Cruz and Kataka at center ice once again. Now with Tagar behind her own near boards, falling down, and I can't tell who that is. It's Stewart. And I can't exactly, it's an icing. I can't tell if she slipped on her own. It looks like it was a very hard hit. I could even hear that from up here.
Yeah, Stewart talking to the trainer. She appears to be okay. Saw a little bit of a smile on her face. Obviously not too happy to lose the puck and force the icing, but it was a little bit of a weird fall.
And it is another icing, as there is a whistle right after the face-off. Plattsburgh State will have to change their face-off specialist, as the referee did not see something he liked. Sarah Cruz and now Brush with it at center ice, and Sarah Cruz comes away with it and just tips it in for Drew Mead, for Corrali. Oswego State able to get a change now as Walker is in the neutral zone, bringing it into the offensive zone over to Brush. Brush looking for a shot, goes right into the chest of the standing Rachel Farmer, holds on. 19:02 remaining in the period.
We just talked about how disciplined that both teams were in the first period. Oswego playing a little bit with fire now. That was a really risky change. Puck was right in front of the bench. Players jumping on and off. Very lucky that wasn't a too many men call.
Very close there, as you just mentioned, Pat, as Jeannie Padden almost wins the faceoff, but it goes back to Plattsburgh. And a shot from the blue line from McArdle goes right into the chest once again of Rachel Farmer, this time in the butterfly.
Yeah, that's a routine stop for Farmer, and that's honestly what she needs at this point. She gave up 2 goals, let her get back into a rhythm, making easy saves, and getting back a little bit of confidence, so when you do have to make a difficult save, she can be as confident as possible in making it.
Plattsburgh State with those couple early shots as they do come away with it. Now with Tsukimoto right in front. Farmer with 2 or 3 stops there. Almost a rebound shot there from Moriarty, but can't come away with anything. Oswego State comes away unscathed there after it looked like maybe 2 or 3 stuff chances, but there were about 5 or 6 players blocking basically everyone's view, even including the players. Now into their own zone. Maddie Byrne with the puck, tries to wrap it around to Jeannie Padden, goes out to skates, and now with Morissette. Morissette just out of reach for Sherwinski as Benjamin almost gets around Morissette, but she can't get past Whitney. Now Drew Mead. Drew Mead looking for a backhand pass, they said wraps it around over to Wolf. Wolf now looking for a pass, up to Millen. Shot as she falls, just goes high. He does it just out of reach now with Millen, who just shouts it into the back of the goal, looking for a shot up front. As there's another shot from the blue line from McArdle, and it's going to go wide.
Yeah,
it took a weird pass there behind into the goal. Yeah,
that took a little deflection off of Wolf's stick, and that's possibly why it went wide. But that was a good idea from Plattsburgh. Big shot from the point, get a deflection in front, and throw the goaltender off her game.
Morissette just slips it into her own neutral zone as she looked like she wanted to change, but can't get off as Madison Byrne now holds on to it in her own zone. Tipped away by Drew Mead, but taken once again by Kreider, and now with Drew Mead up to Millen, and now with Byrne. Lots of just tipping around right now. No one has firm possession. Now with Wolf. Wolf just wraps around her own board, and it's taken away by Evans. Evans and Millen, fighting for it. Wolf almost comes away with Morissette, now with Wolf, and now back with Morissette. Again, no one with firm possession. Newfield Kreider just clears it all the way down, and once again, it's going to be icing. She looked like she wanted to get off, but the referee made eye contact with her, and she stayed on the ice. 16:52 remaining in the period, and that's 3 early icings for the Lakers, not able to get it out of their own zone.
Yeah, Oswego resorting to, again, last resort plays. Too much pressure in the offensive zone that all they can really do when they get puck possession is try and flip it out and hope the puck sort of like lands on its side so it dies off before going all the way down to even get a change. Some tired Lakers out there. They need to break out the zone so they can get a wholesale line change.
Rachel Farmer stops the pad shot from Corrali. It's another shot that just goes wide from Sarah Krosnick. Now the shot right into the glove. That shot came from Unsworth on the 4th line for Plattsburgh State off the backhand. It is a stoppage of play once again. Oswego State hasn't even touched their puck in their own zone, in their offensive zone yet.
Yeah, and Plattsburgh is touching the puck a little too much. Another deflection out in front. Farmer able to stay with this one, but that was a lot better deflection than the ones that we've seen before. Plattsburgh firing on all cylinders. Again, we've not really seen anything from Oswego.
Definitely, and now you're seeing why Rachel Farmer is one of the top goaltenders, starting to stand on her head a little bit, but now you can't really rely on her that much, as it's already 2-0, as it's stopped in front by a Plattsburgh State stick that looks like it might have been stopped by Schmelzer.
Yeah, your goalie has to be your best player, your best penalty killer, your best player overall, but if you put the entire game on the shoulders of your goaltender, sometimes you might get away with it, but especially in a game like today, you're not going to.
And the shoulders of the 5'3" Rachel Farmer are working very hard right now as Oswego State just tips it for Emily Gustafson. Emily Gustafson is taken down. It's going to be the first penalty of the game, and it's going to be on Plattsburgh State. Now with Evans. Evans getting up the ice with the man advantage as Rachel Farmer reaches her net. Or bench, excuse me. Cruz comes out as it is just blown as soon as Cruz hits the offensive zone, and it's going to be a hooking call for Plattsburgh State. In fact, that call is going to go to number 25, Sarah Krosnick. And Oswego State on their first power play. They need to take advantage big time here.
Yeah, and she doesn't look too pleased with the referee on that, throwing a little bit of shade to the penalty box attendant as she was going into the box.
Now we're going to go to there is going to be a replay momentarily where actually there was just a replay. We saw the hook, took down Emily Gustafson in the far boards, and Oswego State on the power play now.
Again, Plattsburgh's penalty kill, 33 for 33. So Oswego really has their work cut out for them on this power play. But now we're actually going to get a chance to see Oswego attack after this icing.
And just like that, the confidence that might have been up there after the long pass looking for Patton over to Sherwinski goes into the offensive zone, and it's an icing.
And that's something that you really don't want to do. You don't want to ice the puck at all, period, but especially on the power play. Now you give Plattsburgh a shorthanded chance in their own end if they win the faceoff, or some more time off the clock, which they didn't.
Plattsburgh State, I do remember, actually scored a couple shorthanded goals last season against Oswego State when goaltender Mariah Madrigal was in net for the Lakers before graduation, and now goes up to Patton in the neutral zone. Patton skates fast into her own zone, cannot hold on to the puck, and it's almost cleared by Plattsburgh State. Now it's going to be tipped, and now with Cruz. Cruz just hits it into their own center of the zone, and it's cleared all the way down, almost into the bench of Plattsburgh State, as it's cleared out by Rose. Bailey Thomas skating up to the zone herself, loses the puck for a second. Byrne looking for almost a too-many men call as the bench is open for Oswego State as Whitney holds onto the puck now in her own zone.
Yeah, that was some pretty bad communication by Oswego. It looked like that Bailey Thomas was trying to pass the puck up to Skylar Byrne. No, excuse me. The player that got off the ice for Skylar Byrne, and the puck just goes out into the middle of the ice where it's taken by Plattsburgh.
Plattsburgh State holding onto the puck a lot on the penalty kill. Oswego State hasn't even really touched the puck in their own zone except when Patton brought it in.
They haven't even gotten a shot yet.
Bailey Thomas back over to Randazzo. Randazzo, the captain of this Laker team, the junior. Now skating on her own zone. And on her own, almost gets a shot off. Just looking for a pass now, just taken away by Plattsburgh State. And now over to Skylar Byrne. Skylar Byrne with Nadu Giglio. Giglio looking for a pass, passes back to Frank Randazzo. 10 seconds remaining on the penalty. Giglio looking for a shot up to Byrne. Byrne tries to get it stopped by Abbott, and she just holds on and tries to make a big stuff, and it's taken away. It's not frozen as the penalty is killed and cleared all the way down the ice. Farmer will grab it after a lot of shoving, a lot of stuffing. Plattsburgh State is still 100% on the penalty kill this season.
Now that was Oswego's best chance of the hockey game so far. A little bit of chaos in front of the net. Aaron Stewart.
Shot, it just goes almost in. Goes on the crossbar. Sorry to cut you off, Pat. And it's a shot right into the slot. Goes on the crossbar after going up in the air. But Rachel Farmer able to hit it away, saving this 2-0 lead.
A little bit of chaos at both ends. You have an almost 5-hole goal by Aaron Stewart, and then you have a weird bounce off of a couple players that goes off the crossbar and dribbles down.
Schmelzer tries to get a one-on-one breakaway there, but it's hit away by the Oswego State defenseman. And now they come away with it again as Rankin grabs it at the near boards. Rankin wraps it around over to McAleer. That wasn't McAleer, that was Avery Webster. Now over to Unsworth. Unsworth looking for a pass, just hands it over to Benjamin at the blue line. Benjamin over to Colleen. But it's cleared all the way down. No icing as it's reached before the end of the boards. And now with Benjamin again. Colleen. It looks like there might have been a little defensive line change for Plattsburgh actually, as Benjamin and Colleen are playing together. It's right in front, no shot off from Oswego State, as now Plattsburgh on the rush, but it's held up by Gustafson. Gustafson over to Morissette. Can't get a stick on it, she just tips it. Now it's Unsworth. Unsworth at the far boards, and skates out of her own zone into the neutral zone. Unsworth in the offensive zone, maybe looking for a shot. Gets around a couple defensive, 3 defensemen. Unsworth a shot right into the chest of Rachel Farmer. 11:49 remaining, and as I was saying, looks like maybe a little defensive line change. It looks like Sierra Benjamin and Emma Colleen are now on the same line, unless they just weren't able to change lines.
Yeah, that was a really interesting sequence. Some end-to-end action. First offensive chances that we've seen from Oswego, and it just came off the end of the power play. You've got to do better if you're Oswego on the power play. Only managing 1 shot. I don't even think it was officially credited as she stepped out of the box.
Lots of Oswego, Plattsburgh State, pressure, even on the power play. Oswego State not able to get much on the power play or in general, even strength, as a shot goes wide from Sarah Wolf. Now with Madison Byrne, but tipped away by Drew Mead. Drew Mead gets the puck, skating around Randazzo, holds on to it, looking for a pass. Drew Mead tries to get it back to Kit Millen. Cannot. It's taken away by Oswego State. Now Randazzo, now back to Wolf, over to Drew Mead with an awkward angle shot. Just hits the back of the net. Wrong side there. Drew Mead go to the blue line for Rose. Rose over to Hoskins. Hoskins looking for a shot. Just goes wide, looking for a tip. No stick there, just goes wide. Unscathed, it's Rachel Farmer. Now at the far end boards with Drew Mead. Drew Mead just loses the puck to Byrne. Byrne over to her sister Skylar Byrne. Now with Stewart. Stewart just tries to tip it, cannot hold on to it as Hoskins fights. Heads up, heads up.
First line out there for Oswego. Serwinski, Giulio, and Patton back out. Haven't really seen as much offense as we expected from them at the beginning. It's going to be
It's going to be whistled down. It looks like it's going to stay in the neutral zone. 10:26 remaining in the period. 2-0 Plattsburgh State, and still a large shot advantage. Not as big as it was earlier, but it's 22-5 now. Unofficially, of course. There's going to be a penalty on Oswego State. It looks like it's going to go over to Neufeld Kreider after taking down Taylor Whitney. It looks like it might have been a tripping call. No, sorry. I believe that is body.
That is a body checking,
which is illegal in Division III. Actually, not even Division in all women's hockey.
Yeah, and Giulio is extremely mad at the referees. Heard some words down on the ice that we can unfortunately not repeat on television. Takes away a little bit from the energy and the feelings, but that is a highly debated topic in women's hockey. Some people say that no body checking encourages skill with your stick handling and your ability to find lanes. But other people say they should be able to play just like the men, as they're just as physical as any other player. It's 50-50 split politically on the issue. It's illegal though, so Oswego goes on the penalty kill.
There are a couple shots there by Plattsburgh State as Moriarty can't get a tip on one. Just stays in his zone by Corrali. And now another shot right into the pads. Kataka, look at the goal from Moriarty! Just a rebound. Moriarty gets the tip in. 3-0 Plattsburgh State on the power play. 9:45 remaining.
Yeah, that was a second, third chance opportunities. Farmer unable to get the rebound, and we're going to take a look at that goal one more time. And here it is, the original shot from the left side of the ice. A little bit of rebounds, and the puck goes all the way to the other post where number 18, Moriarty, the captain, is there. No one in front of her. She has a tap in, and now it's 3-0 Plattsburgh.
Farmer originally held onto that one, or really stopped that one, it looked like, as Morissette comes away and goes into her offensive zone. But Moriarty coming to tip as Emma Morissette takes the shot right into the glove of Casey Abbott. No really strong chance.
Plattsburgh taking exception to Newfield Kreider, who sprayed Abbott on the stop. And she's talking to the referee, and she's going to get an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. That is
huge right now, as they already suffered one goal in the power play. And we'll see if they can see if they will suffer 2 goals now.
Not much argument from the Oswego bench, but for some reason the Plattsburgh coach seems incensed.
I'm not sure exactly why he'd be upset as they're on the power play. I would take any man advantage, but I'm not the Plattsburgh coach. I'm not sure what's going through his head as the Plattsburgh State wins the faceoff. Corrali back over to McArdle. McArdle looking for a shot and passes it back to Corrali. Corrali takes a shot for the point. It's a huge shot blocked by McAleer. Just hits the leg. She slows down a little bit and will go right onto the bench. She looks she might be in a little pain as she's limping on, but Plattsburgh State short-handed opportunity actually for Rankin. Rankin can't get it as it's held onto by Abbott.
Yeah, crazy.
What a sequence there. McAleer with a huge block. Short-handed shot by Rankin. And now it's in the Oswego State offensive zone.
Yeah, now you have a short-handed chance for Oswego. You need to score on this. That's a horrible penalty to take if you're the Oswego State Lakers, especially after Plattsburgh just scored on a power play themselves. It's just a needless penalty. And I get it, that frustration must be settling in, but when you're down 3-0, the easiest way to ease that frustration is to make it 3-1.
Definitely, and that goal is you might have heard muffled, is officially given to Courtney Moriarty, and the assist goes to Mode Tsukimoto, her second point of the game, and Andy Katanka. Back in the neutral zone for Plattsburgh with Corrali. Corrali brings it in the offensive zone herself, trying to skate around looking for a pass, and it goes back to Tsukimoto. Tsukimoto over to McArdle, who takes a shot right in the from the blue line into the chest of Farmer. It looks like there was no really tip there, just right into the chest.
Yeah, I know. Farmer was being screened by a Plattsburgh player in front, although she moved at the last second just as a shot was about to be taken, so she saw it the whole way, and she'll cover and hold.
Plattsburgh State wins the faceoff once again. Rose over to Benjamin. Benjamin now with it at the far boards, back to Rose at the blue line. Rose slap pass and a pass over to Millen. Millen can't get a shot, tipped in front. Shot from Farmer Pat. Shot stopped by Farmer. And the shot looks like it came from Abby Brush right in front into the pads. Second chance as well, also gloved out.
Yeah, we're seeing the Plattsburgh power play really shine. It last one ended a little bit early off of a rebound, but we're seeing in this one that Plattsburgh is brought their A game today, as you saw number 11 Millen in what has been known in the last couple of years as the patented Alexander Ovechkin spot, looking to take a one-timer over there.
Just couldn't hold on to it, and Millen now tries to get a shot, but it's stick blocked by Webster. Tries to get a little shove, but she falls out herself with a big shot from Rose and a big stop from Stewart right at the blue line as she races in front of next to Rose. She might look for a shot herself, just tipped by the stick from Rose right to the pads. Abbott can't hold on, but Plattsburgh State comes away with the puck.
That's a
huge
great
sequence there.
That's a great block by Stewart. You look, although she does look a little annoyed as she's going to the bench, she wanted to do more with that. She was unable to handle the puck on the first time it hit the ice. She could have had a breakaway, but nevertheless, Oswego gets the kill. Let's see if they can use some of that momentum to score themselves.
Penalty is officially killed after 2 huge blocks by McAleer and Stewart. Both right at the blue line off some pretty hard slap shots. Now with Plattsburgh State with Benjamin. Benjamin gets around
Nice
Giglio.
move.
Nice dangle there. Benjamin skates in, trying to get around Taggart. Looks for a pass right in front. Can't get a shot off. It's Unsworth that she's knocked down, but now they hold on, and it's going to be a Schmelzer. Schmelzer just gets a shot, but nothing doing there, and it's now with Padden. Padden tips it up, Ends up with a Schauser now in the neutral zone, and now over to Killeen. Killeen just tips it in for, it looked like for Krosneck. Krosneck just has a shot that goes wide. Patton, now in the neutral zone herself, will just dump it in past Hoskins, and she'll go off the ice for a line change with the progressive reporters. Now with Stewart back on the ice. Now back with Unsworth, taking it away from Stewart as she lost the puck. Unsworth skating into her offensive zone herself. No offsides call, as it might have been close. Unsworth looking for a shot. Now back to Killeen. Killeen away over to Corrali. Corrali looking for a shot, but it's blocked in front by her own team. But it's taken away by Crosby. Now back to Corrali once again. Gets around Skylar Byrne and gets a pass through Kate Randazzo. Plattsburgh State holding on. It was from the slot. A shot from Unsworth patted away by Farmer and kicked wide.
Some tired Lakers out there. Plattsburgh sustaining the pressure, and they're going to switch their defense as Oswego is able to clear.
Stewart just tips it into her offensive zone. It's going to be held onto by Corrali, who skates around behind Abbott. And we'll wrap it around, and now with Rankin. Rankin takes it away and cuts it off. Now with Killeen, though, she loses the puck. Killeen over to Corrali. Plattsburgh State offense now bringing it up, and it's slid in neutral zone, and now with Evans. Evans looks for a pass tipped, and it's actually tipped into Gustafson's stick, but taken away by her 28 counterpart, Emma Killeen. Killeen tries to pass over to McGardle, can't get a pass off as it goes back behind in their red zone, and Rankin takes it away. It looks like it could have been a tripping call there as Rankin goes down hard, and she went up in the air a little bit as Plattsburgh State gets it in the neutral zone now.
And still some pushing and shoving behind the play. Oh, there we go.
Emily Gustafson looking like a madman. A big shove right into the mask. And she is furious at the player. It looks like that's going to be Madison Walker. And we're going to look at that once again in a couple seconds here. And that was a blatantly obvious shove. Absolutely insane there. And here's the hit. And it looks like there's going to be some post whistle. Yeah. Emily Gustafson doesn't have a stick as Plattsburgh State is holding on to the stick. She shoves her off and eventually just shoves her right down, and it hits the mask, and down goes Walker.
Yes, the hit by Walker was a little bit dirty, but you gotta know as a hockey player that especially in Division III hockey, that if you're gonna be doing a lot of these pushing and shoving and extracurricular activities, you gotta know that retaliation is just gonna end up in the box.
Definitely, and this is now the third penalty kill for Oswego State. They are 1 for 2, and it is tipped out of play by Mackenzie Millen after a clear attempt from Emma Morissette.
And going off of that again, the one thing that I'm noticing is that Diane Dillon and her coaching staff is relatively calm. Like, she had no...
I think Coach Dillon knows what's going on here. She knows that Plattsburgh is a tough team. She knows her team is probably frustrated right now, as the official penalty is called a boarding. I'm not sure if I'd even really call that boarding, as she didn't hit the boards. I'd call that more of an unsportsmanlike, maybe a body check.
No, I feel like
maybe a cross check without a stick. I'm not exactly sure.
I feel like that. You see, what we're looking at is the official stats from Sidearm Sports. The referee gave a signal of roughing. Might have been misinterpreted by the people doing the live stats, but it should be roughing the call.
And of course, that's why we have the color commentator, as always, our eyes and ears on the ice. However, it is going to go back into the Oswego State zone as it's stopped by Farmer. Rose with a shot, looking for a tip. It looks like it might have been patted away by Farmer, but I'm not sure. As she stops another second chance opportunity, and back with Rose at the point. Rose over to Benjamin. Benjamin looking for a pass over to Millen, looking for that trademarked Alex Ovechkin shot, but she can't hold on. Fighting for it now is Plattsburgh and Oswego State. Whitney and Tager, Sticked away by Farmer with now a minute left to go on that penalty kill. Millen looking for a shot. Shot blocked away by Tager. It's cleared all the way down the ice by Rankin. And it's going to be a quick line change. Diane Dillon really getting her players off the ice fast.
Yeah, Millen wanted to go for the top left corner as there was a clear shooting lane open, and Farmer was over on the other side, unable to elevate it enough, and that easily is cleared by Oswego.
Plattsburgh State now controlling it in their zone. Moriarty tries to get a pass over to Corrali just in front of the stick. Tsukimoto recovers. Now the Oswego State Randazzo just going to clear it all the way down the ice. And Abbott's going to get it after it bounces off the corner. Now 20 seconds remaining on this penalty kill. Katanka looking for a pass. He gives it over to McArdle. McArdle maybe looking for a shot or a pass as she gets on the near boards. McArdle just holds onto it as she's challenged by Madison Byrne, but she passes up to Moriarty, gives it back to McArdle. It's going to be the penalty is killed. Emily Gustafson goes right off the bench, onto the bench. Julio skates on right in front. It's a goal from Annie Katanka after a pass. It looked like, if I remember correctly, that was Moriarty right behind the goal, right in front of the slot. Katanka with her 4th of the season.
Yeah, Moriarty just behind the goal, starting to go towards the corner, puts it out into the open slot where Katanka is able to easily get a tap in. And we'll take another look at that
really
play.
A tough shot there, the tough opportunity right after the power play. It's behind the goal. A pass from Moriarty just tipped in to Katanka past the pads of Rachel Farmer. 2:55 remaining in the period. Plattsburgh State now leads 4-0 as Plattsburgh State comes away with it and dumps it in.
Yeah, and
this was sticked away by Farmer.
And you saw at the end of that replay, Erin Stewart not terribly happy with herself. She had blown assignment. That was her person to cover in front of the net. You gotta cover the front of the net, especially in the low slot. 9 times out of 10, if you're alone in the low slot, that puck is gonna go in.
Julio with a shot that's just blockered away, and Oswego State has it in the neutral zone. The official assist given to, actually, it hasn't been updated on the side. There it is. Annie Katanka assisted by Courtney Moriarty and Mo Tsukimoto. Tsukimoto with 3 points tonight, a goal and 2 assists, and she's going to be a player to watch in the 3rd period. Unsworth now in her offensive zone right in the slot, but tipped away now with Julio. 2 minutes remaining in the period. Julio gives it up to Webster. Webster tries to dump, but it's blocked by Benjamin. A little bit of a shoulder by Sherwinski, knocks Benjamin down, no call. Newfield Kreider can't hold on. Benjamin just keeps it in the zone. Thomas behind her own goal looking for a pass, just wraps it around to Ferguson. Just out of reach, now with McArdle over to Millen. Millen looking for a pass to the slot, just keeps skating. Millen all the way over to McArdle. McArdle over to Benjamin. Benjamin over to Millen. Millen with a shot stopped by a standing Farmer, and it's held on to by Ferguson, who will clear all the way down, and it's going to be an icing as Sierra Benjamin wins the race. And with 1:23, second intermission does loom. Second intermission, we will go over the second 2 Plattsburgh State goals anymore that could potentially happen from either team. We'll recap the second period that saw a lot of penalties, 4 penalties to be exact, and a lot of more Plattsburgh State dominance. Plattsburgh State now with it in their neutral zone and goes in behind the net of Farmer. Webster just tries to tip it back to Stewart, or Thomas, excuse me, can't hold on. Almost a tip there by Millen. Just can't get a stick on it as it went right past the pads of Farmer.
Yeah, that
Farmer
pass
stops that one. Almost doesn't hold on, but lays out and holds on to it after a big shove there by Bailey Thomas.
Yeah, that pass, that cross went behind Farmer, and if Millen was turned the other way, that would have been a tap in. She was already going to start recoiling back into the neutral zone.
Definitely
Being a little conservative on that play, and you can afford to be like that when you're up 4-0.
Definitely a lot of close chances for Plattsburgh. Haven't been able to connect on all of them, but have connected on a majority of them. Plattsburgh State now just dumps it in with 45 seconds remaining in the period, and it's going to be held onto now by Randazzo. Randazzo taking care of it herself, and she skates into the neutral zone, almost loses the puck, but tries to get it to Skylar Byrne, but it's tipped on stick. Now it hits in the neutral zone with Randazzo. Randazzo skating in, looking for a shot, just blocked away. No challenge there for Abbott as she blocks away, hits the end boards. Now with Corrali. Corrali skating, looking for a pass and gives it up to Brush. Stop from Stewart, patted away. No one there for the rebound, however. Open golden opportunity now with Colleen. Now with Katanka in the neutral zone. 3 Oswego State defensemen blocking, and it's just going to go offsides.
And Oswego got away with a too many men call. A little bit of, we've talked a lot about NCAA rule changes over the break, and one of them is players now must be within like 3 to 5 feet of the bench. I can't remember what the exact number is for a change to be legal. There were 6 players out there for like at least 2 to 3 seconds. Oswego's lucky.
Oswego State does win it as the puck stays in the neutral zone as the buzzer does ring to end the second period here at the Marano Campus Center Ice Arena. Plattsburgh State leads 4-0 over Oswego State. And Pat, we saw a lot of Plattsburgh dominance once again, but this time on the power play.
Yeah, on the power play. We talked about it going into this period, how both teams were well disciplined. Well, some people believe in the broadcaster's jinx and some people don't, but this is definitely one of those cases where it works out for the believers, as Oswego takes dumb penalties, sending Plattsburgh to the power play, and they make Oswego pay.
Definitely, and that's going to do it for us as we end the second period. Plattsburgh State up 4-0 with an unofficial 34-8 shot advantage. Ben Greco alongside Pat Machado. We'll be back shortly to recap the second intermission here on WTOP 10.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Lydia Connect. Absolutely, Dan Kane, this is his second year. Have at least one shot, but communicate and just, you have to go back to the basics. Absolutely wrong, because
right now 1-2 in the SUNY action. If you can win both of those games,
sick and tired, Brandon.
If the other team can win 1 point, take Vanderbilt.
Oh, absolutely. Come on. Just give me the 1-0 lead, all right?
No.
Or watching Laker Connection.
Connections here on WTOP 10.
Get caught buzz driving, and you could do some hard time.
Craig, knock it off.
Sorry, Mom. It could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. And that could set you back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Hey guys, I think I'm a little shiny. Can someone help with that, please?
So you ready for tonight?
Yeah, I think so.
So, you're gonna start off the show suspended from the ceiling, right? So you're all set with that. So yeah, just remember everything else we talked about and make sure you follow the prompter.
I mean, don't I always?
No, just do what we talked about, okay?
Alright, no problem. Let's go!
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go. Hey, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No,
right
but you've
here.
got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
Across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, helping solve child hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
What's going on? I'm leaving. Why? What did I do? Not enough. The pressure's too much. I quit. I get it. I can do better. Just please don't leave.
Don't let your heart quit on you. Get your uncontrolled high blood pressure to a healthy range before it's too late.
You taught him how to hit a baseball, how to hit a receiver, the strike zone, the net. You taught him how to hit the upper corner. You even taught him how to hit the open man. But how much time have you spent teaching him what not to hit?
welcome back to the Marano Campus Center Ice Arena, where Plattsburgh State is leading Oswego State 4-0 in Oswego State in Division III women's hockey. Ben Grieco alongside Pat Machado. Pat, we're going to take a look at those 2 goals in the second period. But what do you think we saw in the second period?
Well, the second period, if you want to sum it up in one word, and that word would be frustration. Frustration beginning to settle in for the Oswego Lakers side, making a little bit more errant plays, dumb penalties. One for unsportsmanlike conduct for spraying the goaltender off of a quick hockey stop, and the other one for roughing, which was an retaliation to a hit that happened earlier. And yes, I could see why, as a hockey player, why you would be mad at that. Again, retaliation, the referee typically only sees the retaliation, and that's why Oswego went to the penalty
Definitely.
kill.
And that first penalty that went to Annika Neufeld-Kreider on an unsportsmanlike did lead to a Plattsburgh power play goal from Courtney Moriarty. We're going to take a look real quick at that with assists from Mo Tsukimoto and Annie Katanka here as we look at the replay.
Yeah, and you're going to hear those names often because they both connected on the second goal that you're going to see. But you take a look at another look on that goal,
and
it looked like Farmer went for the glove save, but she didn't really get the puck, and that's why you saw her throw her hands up in anger. She went for a flashy save and came up with no puck.
And we've seen that a lot tonight from Farmer, even after the third goal. And then the fourth goal, right after the Emily Gustafson roughing penalty that we talked about, Annie Katanka scored her 4th of the season with Courtney Moriarty and Mo Tsukimoto having assists on that one. We're going to take a look real quick at this one as Plattsburgh State took the 4-0 lead.
Yeah, and Moriarty, she's a really great playmaker, as you're going to see in this upcoming replay on that goal. It was really just a tap in out of the corner, and here it is.
Take a look.
Moriarty from the
right. You see the tail end of it right there. The shot right from, the pass from Courtney Moriarty right behind Farmer, right into the slot, and the goal from Andy Katanka for the 4-0 lead. That's where we stand.
Yeah, that was great playmaking by Moriarty, and even better positioning by Katanka. As if you take a look at those names, they've connected both on the same opportunity, pretty much the same time, and out there throughout the period. Those 3 names, those are the only things that you'll see on the score sheet for the second.
Definitely, and Plattsburgh State, like we said, really dominating the offensive here. They did suffer a penalty, however, they were able to kill it to remain at 100% on the season. I don't remember the exact number. I think they're up to 34 now, but however, it was this Plattsburgh team is definitely something special.
Yeah, it honestly didn't even look like Oswego was on the power play as we take a look at the period summary. 34 shots to 7 in favor of Plattsburgh, but take a look at that attempted shot number.
61 to 15. That's just insane. And faceoffs, honestly, are a little closer than I thought they were. 29 to 17 in favor of Plattsburgh State. And as you see on your screen there, 4-0, Plattsburgh State is our score, as I've said.
I mean, faceoffs are the one stat that, sometimes it shows a good team or the leading team from the team that's trailing behind in a game. But you have to be able to do something off of winning that face-off in order for that statistic to even have some sort of merit in determining how we are in this game. And unfortunately for Oswego, they're not really succeeding in anything but the face-off category. It's 4-0 Plattsburgh State.
And we're going to throw it to break here on WTOP 10, where we're going to talk about heading into the third period. When we come back, it will be the regulation period as Plattsburgh State leads 4-0. Ben Creek alongside Pat Machado. WTOP 10.
Morning, James.
James, wake up. It's Rise and Shine time. James, Rise and Shine. James, wake up. We're starting the show.
Good morning and welcome back to Rise and Shine at 9. I'm James Gattato here with your next update.
A boy born in Joplin, Missouri was fascinated by anything with wheels and a motor. The odds of him winning both the Daytona 500 and the Brickyard 400 in the same year? 1 in 195 million. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 68. I'm Jamie McMurray, and my niece has autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
If you think trains will stop if they see a car on the tracks, you're right. They will. About a mile after they hit you. Stop. Trains can't.
When you are in space, you can't run down to the store to buy parts. You have to improvise with what you have on your mission. Making is when there is something new that was not in existence at the beginning of the day. Okay. It's an incredible sense of accomplishment when you have made something. That's why I make. Now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
40 minutes of play. It is now 4-0 at the Moreno Campus Center Ice Arena as Plattsburgh State women's hockey leads Oswego State women's hockey. Ben Greco alongside Pat Machado. And let's just say, Pat, we're having a little bit of a blowout here, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. Oswego not
over,
able to.
Let's be buddies, Pat.
1 second. Just scooch on over there.
All right, we're going. There we go.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a blowout, as you mentioned. Like, Oswego, Plattsburgh is a really tough team. They've been a tough team ever since the program was founded. It's always been Elmira and Plattsburgh, the two teams that have been talked about the most, have consistently been in the rankings. Oswego was only a newcomer to the top teams in the nation. So, like last year was the first time that they even got a result against Plattsburgh, a 1-1 tie, and the players were extremely proud of that accomplishment. And
definitely, and now Oswego State, we're coming. So now, coming over to Oswego State. Excuse me. What do you think Coach Diane Dillon is saying to her team?
Stay disciplined. Try to keep a calm and level head, because this isn't the only game that you're going to play against Plattsburgh in the season and in the weekend, as they're going to play Plattsburgh tomorrow again right here in the Moreno Campus Center.
And now how about Plattsburgh State coach Kevin Cool? What do you think he's saying?
He's just trying to keep the team doing what they're doing. You saw, he's not satisfied with just a 3-0 win or a 4-0 win. And we just got word that there is a goalie change for Oswego. Rachel Farmer is out.
Farmer is benched. It is going to be the freshman Hannah Lindy, who did play in the second Cortland game, only allowing 1 goal in the overtime game. This is her second game of the season after playing in the first weekend between Wilkes and Kings College, where she did have a shutout. But however, this team definitely is a strong one.
Yeah, part of me wonders if this is sort of a concession from Coach Diane Dillon, or if it's just an opportunity to get a young goaltender in with some high caliber professional grade A teams.
Definitely, and Hannah Lindy is going to have her first true test, in my opinion, of Division III hockey as the buzzer rings, and we're going to start the third period of Oswego State versus Plattsburgh hockey, as we are a little tangled up here, but we'll get there as we are wired up, and we are ready to go here in the third period as the plastic puck is dropped. Plattsburgh State wins, and they hold on as Oswego State does grab the puck, and now with Caitlin Ferguson. Ferguson brings it into the zone, and now it's over Morissette. Morissette holds on to it, just trying to hold on to it, but she can't, and it's now with Corrali. Now a shot from Ferguson right in front, patted away by Abbott. Abbott with a save there early on, similar to the first period with the same shot from Ferguson, but nothing comes away with it as Plattsburgh State now has it with it. It's now with Katanka. Katanka, the 2-on-1 breakaway. Katanka looking for the pass just ahead of Abby Brush.
Yeah, that was a really good idea. Saucer pass down low, try to find the streaking wing, and unfortunately it was just a little bit too close to the goal.
Killeen gets a shot just tipped away, and it's gloved down by Hannah Lindy for her first save of the game. Hannah Lindy really starting out strong, able to glove it down just in a couple seconds here.
Yes, we saw it off that first bench. You saw off that first goal, excuse me. Wow, I apparently cannot speak today. Off that first shot, excuse me, you saw a couple people on the Oswego bench, namely Serwinski and Randazzo, get a little bit excited off that. Maybe a little bit of spring in their step, as right now they're just trying to play to have fun.
Definitely. Down 4-0. You can't do much in the last 20 minutes, but Oswego State now brings it in their own zone. Nato Giulio, and it looks like Sherwinski was knocked down. No call there. It is now a Pat who tries to get over to Giulio, but her stick is lifted. Cannot get a shot off now with Whitney. Whitney just passes it, but it's cut off by Taggart, and Taggart passes it back to Thomas. Thomas looking for a shot, just tips it, Patton tips it, excuse me, after passing it from Thomas, and it's now held on to by McArdle. McArdle skates up the ice herself. McArdle looking for a pass tipped away by Skylar Byrne, and she'll be knocked back a little bit now with Moriarty, the captain. Moriarty up to Tsukimoto. Tsukimoto with 3 points tonight so far. She has 4 points tonight, I believe. Skylar Byrne just clears it up into the Plattsburgh zone. It blocked in by Aaron Stewart, but can't hold on. Now with Rose. Emily Rose, the big defenseman that had a couple hard slap shots tonight. Now over to McArdle. McArdle looking for a pass. Cannot, cut off by Randazzo. No offsides call. Randazzo looking for a shot. Gets a shot. It's patted away by Abbott. sliding down on her own is Hoskins. Can't be gloved down. She can't hold on to it is Abbott, as there's a couple players tangled up there. It looks like Hoskins is down a little bit. A little bit of frustration there. It's a breakaway by Millen, but it's blocked away, and she just goes wide. It isn't held on to by Lindy. Drew Mead now with it with Wolf. Wolf shoots it in, but it's tipped away by Randazzo, and it's thrown into the end boards for Millen. Millen looking for a pass. A shot, almost a rebound. Handed Lindy out of position, but the rebound backhand goes wide. Now with Millen. Millen looking for a pass and just passes it back to the blue line for Colleen. Colleen with a very wide shot, almost hits the legs of the referee down there, and it's held in by Drew Mead. Drew Mead blocked by Cruz, and now back over to Millen. Millen, poke checked away, booked by Gustafson, as now Colleen will bring it into her own zone, into her offensive zone. Colleen looking for a pass over through Millen's stick over to Sarah Wolf, cannot get a stick on it, and it's now held onto by Oswego State in the neutral zone. Now with Gustafson bringing it into her own zone. Gustafson looking for a slap shot, just patted away, the butterfly save by Abbott. Gustafson with a majority of the shots here tonight for Oswego State, or at least the majority of the offensive chances. Wolf looking for a shot, blocked away by Evans. Plattsburgh State holds on. Now with McAleer. McAleer up to Ferguson, cannot get it off her skates now with Krosnick. And Krosnick just shoots it right into the chest of Hannah Lindy.
Saw a little bit of end-to-end action and uninterrupted by whistles. The game sort of developing a flow. The first time that we've seen it in a long time. Been a very broken up second period and a very one-sided first period finally seeing Samantha in action.
Definitely, we've seen a couple shots, and it's held down once again by Lindy after a bouncing puck. A couple of players from Plattsburgh State are tripped up by themselves. As it looks like Molly Evans might have had a little bit to do with that, as it is 16-12 remaining in the period. Now, still 4-0, 36-9, the unofficial shot total for Plattsburgh State versus Oswego State, as McArdle has it at the blue line. Krosnek cannot hold on to it as Morissette tries to tip it out, and it is tipped out as McArdle can't hold on to the puck. Now with Benjamin. Benjamin just clears it, tips it into her zone. Now with Hannah Lee, who sticks with it. It has it. It goes over to Evans. Evans can't hold on to it, and it's taken away by Krosnek. Morissette holds on to it, far boards, and it's held in by Benjamin, this time now with Evans. Evans almost tips it out, but cannot. It's going down and almost right in front by Plattsburgh State. It looks like that was going to be Abby Brush, but she's shoved down by her 24 counterpart, Avery Webster. Plattsburgh State now with it on the rush. Cannot hold on to it. Avery Webster blocks her man. That looks like that was Benjamin. Now almost cleared down by Kreider, but she can't get a skate over to it. She slips on her own, and Plattsburgh State stays on the dominant end of this game. Plattsburgh State, Katanka tries to get around, and she does, and gets over to McArdle. McArdle at the blue line. Now over to Benjamin, back to McArdle with a shot. Weak shot, blocked away by Webster. Webster just tries to clear it into neutral zone. Doesn't get a stick on it now, and Morissette into neutral zone. McArdle into her own zone. Excuse me there. Now with McArdle. McArdle looking for a pass right at Katanka. Can't get a firm stick on it as she knocked down. And now it's with, now it is with Moriarty.
Some tired Oswego players out there. They have been unable to escape their zone. And we're going to get a penalty.
It's going to be a hooking call. And that hooking call is going to go to Plattsburgh State's Natalie Asimakis, who is the extra forward for the Cardinals.
Yeah, the 19th player allowed on the team this year, new to the NCAA. It's a rule that was mainly created to allow more student athletes the chance to play, and it's been interesting to see how coaches have been utilizing it. Is either an extra defenseman or an extra forward. It all comes into the strategy that these coaches have to figure out.
Oswego State now with a crucial opportunity here on the power play as Byrne passes to her sister, Skylar Byrne, as they are both on the line. Now Plattsburgh State trying to fight for it as Millen tries to hold on, but she can't, and now it's with Randazzo on the far boards. Long pass up to Moriarty, just past the stick. It's held onto by Lindy, and she's going to stick it away as Madison Byrne and Moriarty get tangled up and both fall to the ice. Randazzo skating up the ice fast, now with a 4-on-3 opportunity as both players are still skating up. Randazzo looking to get a shot off, just skates around the defenseman. Now looking for a pass, potentially, and passes it back to Giulio, back to Randazzo, just like that. She's knocked down, and Randazzo's looking for a pass. It's now with Skylar Byrne. There's going to be another penalty on Plattsburgh State, and Hannah Lindy's racing to the bench, and Plattsburgh State just holds on for 56 seconds. It's going to be a 5-on-3 power play.
And that was a very smart play by Skylar Byrne, giving up the puck and allowing Plattsburgh to touch up so they can get as much time on 5-on-3 as possible. This could be Oswego's opportunity to break the shutout for Abbott. And then with 13:29 to go, you might have a fighting chance if you're able to get a quick one.
Missy Hoskins there with the hooking call on Skylar Byrne. 5-on-3 power play. Sarah Cruz at center ice for Oswego. Sherwinski back to Thomas. Now Sherwinski way over to Tager. Tager over to Thomas. Thomas with a slap shot right into the pad, sticked away by Abbott. McArdle tries to clear, and she does, as Thomas cannot get over there fast enough and stopped by Lindy.
Oswego needs to move quick here. They got 33 seconds to go on the 5-on-3, and this is going to be their best opportunity of the game by far.
Bailey Thomas skating up the ice herself. Can't get a pass off. It's going to be offsides as Sarah Cruz just gets ahead of the line as the puck touches the stick of Jeannie Padden. Back into the neutral zone we go. 25 seconds on the 5-on-3, 129 overall for the power play, 12:58 remaining in the period. Philomeno Taggart looking for a pass, gets nothing off now, and McArdle, who just clears it all the way back down. And Lindy leaves her goal crease, and it will go over on the stick of Bailey Thomas.
They're going to have time for one last rush here on a 5-on-3.
Bailey Thomas skates in, looking for a pass, gives over to Patton. 5 seconds on the 5-on-3. The hard shot blocked away by Casey Abbott, and the 5-on-3 is over. Asimakis, skates to her own bench. 5-on-4 for the next 55 seconds. Plattsburgh State with it. Sarah Cruz blocks a pass. Now back into neutral zone. Philomena Taggart looking to bring it up. Walker had to pick up her stick. And now almost with Sherwinski. And now with Taggart. And now with Sherwinski once again. Lots of players falling. Sherwinski is hurt. She's not getting up at all. It looks like she got knocked down, and the referee finally blows the whistle. She's not getting up, and it looks like it might have been a head as Sarah Cruz brings out the trainer.
Yeah, she's covering her head and didn't see exactly what happened. It's possible she caught a stick up high, and we're going to take a look at the replay.
We'll see what happens here, as it looks like she was knocked down, and then she gets a stick late as she falls to the ground. It looked like the stick came late from a Plattsburgh State, and she's still on the ice there with Jean-Marie Pad and Sarah Cruz and other teammates. Like, look, that might be Sherwinski on the other side. Wait to see if she's okay.
She just beginning to move. Let's take another look at that.
We're going to take another look, and she does get a late check into the ground. I don't know if her head hit the ice or if the stick of the Plattsburgh player. I can't tell who that is off the replay. That looks like that might be Abby Brush. She's on the ice there. It looks like they might be doing Abby Brush, yes, is there. And it looks like there could potentially be concussion testing there as she slowly gets up. Excuse me, no, that's Leah Sherwinski is on the ice. Yeah, she's slowly getting up. It looks like there might have been a little concussion test there as she's helped off the ice by a teammate. She is holding her eyes. It looks like it might be in
and that's tough.
That is tough. Leah Sherwinski's getting off the ice with help from Erin Stewart. I'm assuming she's going to go right to the dressing room.
Yeah, the mask can only do so much, and it's a very rare time where a player catches a stick to her face in the way that it appears that it is. So she is holding around her eye. So it is very possible that like the butt end of the stick was wedged in between the mask, and that's tough because there's not really much that you can do about that.
She goes right to the dressing room with the athletic trainer for the Lakers as the puck is dropped to center ice. Oswego State, if you did forget, is still on the power play for the next 20 seconds. But you think that's got to it's got to bring down morale a little bit, seeing a player go down like that.
No, it does. And, again, we talked about that 19th skater rule. This is one of the areas where it does happen to benefit teams. If you lose a player due to injury, now you don't have to necessarily juggle lines and double shift some players. Now you have an opportunity to slot her in another line.
Plattsburgh returns to full strength and still remains 100% on the season on the penalty kill. And the problem with, as I do talk about the injury a little more, Oswego State, Diane Dillon does not over-recruit. The problem is they only have one scratch, and it's their fourth goaltender. So if Sherwinski is out for any extended period of time, that takes away that extra skater opportunity.
Yeah, we're certainly going to keep an eye on the bench to see if Sherwinski returns, but more than likely they are going to take her back to the dressing room, patch her up, maybe do some more concussion tests. We will certainly pass a word along if we see her on the bench again, but from the looks of it, she will not be returning to the game.
Oswego State fighting for it now with Nick McArdle. McArdle just gets an awkward angle shot, patted away to shot. Blocked away by Oswego State defense. Hannah Lindy sprawling for it. Doesn't have to make the save there as Oswego State Avery Webster tries to clear it, but it's held in by Whitney. Now over with Unsworth. Unsworth is skating now and can't get around a defenseman to Schmelzer. It's back in the neutral zone for Erin Stewart. Erin Stewart just clears it down the ice as she falls down on her knees. It
looks like she caught
a little bit, or it was in a little bit of a pain after being knocked down or out of breath at least. She goes to the bench.
Now it looks like she caught a stick into her. Couldn't exactly see where it hit, but she definitely caught a stick as you heard a crash of the ice, and then she was in pain. So
Bailey Thomas with a tip up to Emily Gustafson, racing after it but cannot. And stopping is Colleen, but Abbott stops it for what I'm assuming would be registered as a save. No snow in the mask there for Abbott this time. Now it's going to be the Plattsburgh State zone 9:56 remaining in the period. Plattsburgh State still leading the Lakers 4-0. Oswego State wins the faceoff. Bailey Thomas with a shot, and right to the sides. Annika Neufeld-Kreider. What a name to say after a breakaway with an opportunity like that. As this Plattsburgh State comes away with it and clears it in, Hannah Lindy will stop the puck behind her own net. Annika Neufeld-Kreider gets her stick lifted, cannot get a stick on the puck, and now it's with Taggart. A couple players knocked down. That looks like that was Ferguson and Hoskins, as Oswego State has it in the neutral zone with Neufeld-Kreider just trying to tip it in their own zone. Taggart sticking with it, skates into their own zone, skating with some speed, maybe looking for a cross-ice pass. Taken away by Plattsburgh. It's only tip, but Morissette holds on with a shot. Not getting a stick on it is Caitlin Ferguson, and it is just going to go into the pads of Abbott.
Yeah, it looks like she was waving her stick, trying to get a deflection off the shot, decided against it. It looked sort of intentional, her taking her stick away, not causing it too many problems for Abbott.
Kate Randazzo skating up the ice herself, might go coast to coast, but a shot is blocked. Gets a rebound off of Benjamin's legs, but just goes high on the second shot. Now Brush skating fast. Now looking for speed. Tries to get into center ice, but nothing there. No Plattsburgh skater, there for the tip. Shot in the slot tipped away, or pass to the slot tipped away, now with Benjamin at the blue line. Brush looking maybe to grab the puck, but it's blocked by Padden at least, or Randazzo. It's right in front now. Hannah Lindy sticks it away just ever so slightly. McArdle right on the blue line, just dumps it back in for Katonka. Katonka looking for a shot, blocked down by the glove, it looked like, of Madison Walker. Madison Byrne just dumps it in, and there is going to be an icing call as she was too far behind the red line for the linesman's liking. 7:58 remaining, and back we go to the Oswego State zone.
Yeah, you'll notice a change of pace in the game after that injury to Leah Serwinski. Sort of a somber atmosphere out on the ice. It seems like both teams at this point are just playing for the buzzer.
Trainer is back on the bench for Oswego State. Looks like she's giving Coach Dillon the update on Sherwinski. Sherwinski, however, has not made the trip back to the bench from what I can tell, as it's scrummed in the far corner between Oswego State and Plattsburgh. Right in front, the shot from Killeen, but is blocked away by Skylar Byrne. Skating around with it is Tsukimoto, but her shot is tipped away, and it's now with Oswego State. Kate Randazzo up to Skylar Byrne, who shoots it up into Killeen's stick, trying to clear the zone. Now with Moriarty. Moriarty tries to get a wide shot for a tip, but Tsukimoto's stick is lifted, and Plattsburgh State does hold on to the far boards. Moriarty. Shot hits the pads. It looked like Hannah Lindy actually didn't see that. She was screened on the play. And back to the blue line we go. Corrali. Shot tip. Diving, glove down by Hannah Lindy. 7:06 remaining, and it's still 4-0 Plattsburgh.
And you got to like that aggressive play by Lindy. The pass was put out in the center of the ice for Tsukimoto, and she couldn't get her stick to it immediately, so she pounces on the puck and doesn't even give her the chance to take a shot off.
It's going to be Cruz at center ice for Oswego State, and it's going to be Schmelzer for Plattsburgh. Avery Webster bringing it into the neutral zone herself. Webster is skating into the offensive zone herself and just dumps it in. Gets around her defender, showing off some speed as a defenseman, but can't hold on to the puck. Oswego State keeps it in the neutral zone. Cruz now just tips it in to the into their offensive zone. He goes all the way down to Rose now. To Krosneck. Krosneck to center ice up to Unsworth. Skates it into the offensive zone looking for a shot. Almost through the legs, dangle, and gloved into the chest of Hannah Lindy. The stoppage in play with 6:28 left in the period. Tomorrow for a 3 p.m. puck drop, Oswego State will take on the number 2 Plattsburgh State Cardinals once again for women's hockey at 3 p.m. You can tune in at WTOP 10 tomorrow at the Ronald K. Vicentis Arena for another NWHL matchup.
Yeah, and that's the thing about the NEWHL, the way that it's set up right now. They still have their automatic bid this year, even though there are only 5 teams inside the conference. They're set to add 2 more next year so they can keep that automatic bid. But for now, that means you play each team 4 times a year, twice at home and twice away. So that's a lot of time for these teams to get to know each other. There's a lot of familiarity, as we're going to see a penalty against Plattsburgh.
And McAleer does go down, and now she looks like she's in some pain, and it looks like it might be an arm or a leg. I can't exactly tell what she's feeling right now. And
Yeah, it appears to be her left arm. She took that glove off, and
it looks like it might be in the shoulder area, as it looks like Plattsburgh State's Madison Walker is going to go off the ice for a penalty for hooking. It looks like it is going to be the arm. They're testing to see if she can actually feel it or not. It looks like they're doing some hand testing right there. It is wide now in the near boards. Sarah Cruz tries to give it back to Thomas, who just dumps it back in. Now for Giglio. Giglio tries to get it over to Jeannie Patton, but can't get the pass off. Giglio right in front, kicked away by Abbott, almost in, but it's kicked away. McArdle now just clears it all the way down the ice. 1:30 remaining on the penalty, 5:40 in the period. Taggart behind goal now.
Yeah, Abbott unable to get the puck corralled and held. Oswego chopping away at it on both sides of the post and unable to sneak it past her.
McAleer looks like she is okay. She's sitting down. Trainer is away from her now, and she will hopefully be okay there. We're still have not seen Sherwinski come back onto the bench, and personally, I don't expect to see her to after that hit she took, or that fall she took at least.
Yeah, we like
almost a mistake there by Lindy off the post. Plattsburgh State player right there, and now Jeannie Patton. Jeannie Patton maybe looking for a shot, gets around a defenseman. No one in center for the pass. Morset just a little behind it as Abbott stops the puck. And there's going to be a lot of shoving now. Three Plattsburgh State players, a couple of Oswego State players. And now they just get chippy as much as they can in women's hockey.
Yeah, and this is something that we were expecting after what happened with the injury. And now, for once, we're going to get a roughing call against Plattsburgh. And even though they're up 4-0, the referee is getting an earful from the coach, and now he's calling him over.
We're going to have a replay on that. That roughing penalty goes to Mackenzie Millen. We're going to see, and it looks like she just got some shoving and there's a lot of shoving in there at least. 3 or 4 players with a shove. Excuse me, earlier, it's not Madison Walker, it's Mackenzie Millen, and it is going to be Hannah Corrali with the roughing call. Sorry for the confusion. Aaron Stewart, cross-ice pass just out of reach for Giglio. It's a 5-on-3, down 4. Anything is hopeful at this point. Giglio at the near boards, back to Webster. Webster, back to Giglio on the near boards. Giglio looking for a pass, nothing there. It's blocked away by Rose, and she clears it down just out of reach of Webster to keep it in. Hand to Lindy, will grab it. And 20 seconds remaining on the 5-on-3.
And I understand why the referees just gave a singular penalty to Plattsburgh on the roughing call, trying to be consistent. They did the same thing with Oswego. But if you ask me, you were better, especially taking a look at that replay, you were better off to send 1-1 from each team.
Sorry to cut you off, Pat. A wraparound shot there from, it looks like from Skylar Byrne. As the 5-on-3 is over, it goes to 5-on-4. And it's going to be a breakaway for Millen, who just gets out of the bench. Rendazzo racing back. Millen one-on-one. Rendazzo trying to stop it. McMillan just gets it wide. And Lindy no save, and there is going to be a penalty on Rendazzo, most likely. Slashing call on Rendazzo on the breakaway, but she really did save a goal there.
Yeah, the referee, we were taking a look as soon as he put his arm up for the cross above the head, which is the penalty shot signal for USA Hockey. Not quite as dramatic as pointing to center ice, but they do rule it as a slash, and there goes the power play for Oswego.
Kate Rendazzo, now it's going to be 4-4 after the Kate Rendazzo slash. However, you got to think she did save a great opportunity there. And we do have a replay on that after Millen just left the penalty box, just at the right and sorry, we do have technical difficulties there as we don't have the replay right away. But McArdle gets the puck after the faceoff, and now Plattsburgh State has possession of their own zone. Millen behind the goal. Skates around, looking for maybe a wraparound, and nothing there. Millen just keeps skating, looking for a pass, leaves it for McArdle. McArdle, shot, but just fanned wide, poked away, and no shot on goal. Now held onto by Patton. Patton just gets it in. Morris's going to skate after it, beating Colleen to the puck. Patton, shot right into the stick of Abbott. No harm done, and there is going to be a penalty, actually, on Plattsburgh State. It's going to be an interference call. 4-on-3 hockey now, with 3:21 remaining in the period.
And it's interesting that it's very interesting to me that the referees have waited until the game is pretty much over and decided to take the whistles out of their pocket. Yes, we did see some more penalties called in the second period, but a lot of them were dumb penalties after the whistle. Now we're seeing penalties coming from the run of play, and it's really interesting that they're choosing now, considering the game is already decided.
Emma Colleen there with the interference call, so it is going to be 4-on-3 hockey. Oswego State, or excuse me, Plattsburgh State with an extra player on there for a minute, but Taggart now with a slap shot at the faceoff. Big block by Hannah Rose, who's hurt. She can't get off the ice. Her arm's in pain. She's going to try to stay on the ice as long as she needs to, but hopefully they can clear it. But Sarah Cruz holds on to it. Taggart now with it. That's going to be a 4-on-4 hockey once again. Penalty is killed. Corrali now on the ice. It's going to be 4-on-4. Emily Rose able to get off the ice onto the bench, and she's in a lot of pain there. Her arm, it looks like, after the block.
Yeah, and she's leaning over the bench. She's getting the lie down, and another penalty against Plattsburgh.
So we're going to have we're going once again 4-on-3 again.
At this point, it's just getting ridiculous. There's no need to call these penalties.
No penalties in the opening period. Obviously, it's still 2-0 Plattsburgh, but that's going to be a slashing call on Courtney Moriarty, the captain. 4-on-3 hockey once again. And we had the replay there. There's a Randazzo slash from a little bit ago on the breakaway from Millen. Just the slash there.
Yeah, let's take
that sent it to 4-on-4 hockey at least. And now it's 4-on-3 once again, not cleared out by Corrali.
Now, taking a look at that replay, you could make an argument that should have been a penalty shot. The shot wasn't off by the time she let it loose, so it could have been. And now Plattsburgh players are angry at the referee.
Plattsburgh State wants a call. They want to be 3-on-3 hockey, apparently. They want to see something interesting as Oswego State holds on to it. Fans even getting into it. There's a couple Plattsburgh State fans over there getting into it. Tipped into the offensive zone now. McCardle behind her own goal. 10 seconds remaining on the Randazzo penalty, so it's going to be a little bit less, more than a half a minute of 5-on-3. 2 minutes remaining in the period. Webster skating up the ice herself, showing off some speed. Webster shot right in the chest of Abbott. As a stoppage with 1:51 remaining in the period. After the game, we are going to have our short post-game show, reviewing the entire game, including the third period, and all 4 Plattsburgh State goals, and let's just say a plethora of penalties.
Yeah, it's interesting that we talk about it because like we mentioned earlier, Oswego will play Plattsburgh in this very building tomorrow at 3 p.m. as a timeout is taken on the ice.
It looks like it's going to be a Oswego State timeout. Also, during the long stoppage, make sure you stay tuned on WTOP 10 tonight as the men's NCAA hockey team takes on the college at Brockport for a pregame start at 6:30 p.m. and the puck drop at 7. There's also tonight's Teddy Bear Toss. And it's going to be definitely an interesting one there.
Yeah, it's a tradition that was started a couple of years ago by the Oswego men's hockey team, where it's essentially a toy drive, and we wait till the first goal that Oswego scores, and everybody showers the ice with teddy bears. You can catch that on Hockey Night in Oswego on WCOP 10.
Definitely. There's also there's the 2 games tomorrow. Personally, I have 2 more club games this weekend, or one more tomorrow night again with Oswego ACHA takes on RIT. Let's just say hockey-filled weekend, and it's great.
Yeah, hockey-filled weekend for all of us here in the student media organizations, and we want to give a quick shout-out to everybody behind the scenes that make all of our broadcasts possible, especially in this weekend where there's a lot of broadcasting going on.
There are also a couple basketball games this weekend at the Maxfield Gymnasium. 2 men's basketball games and I believe 2 women's basketball games. I don't know exactly, however, as it's going to be 5-on-3 hockey for the next at least 30 seconds, barring no more penalties, as we've seen just too many called at the end of this game.
Yeah, and you could be wondering if the reason that they're calling all these penalties is the fact that they're going to play again tomorrow.
Taggart with a huge slap shot. Tipped away looked like by Rose, who's back on the ice now. Good to see that, but it's right in the chest of Casey Abbott.
And we just saw 2 players come together. That's what happens when you call all these penalties at the end of the game, and one team feels that they've been wrong. Now they're going to take matters in their own hands and try to create justice by themselves. Referees losing control of this game that, for the most part, they had for the entirety of the regulation.
Kate Randazzo with a shot, blocked away by Hoskins, and it's going to go wide. Taggart with a shot now, sticked away. It does not go out of play, just hits the top of the boards, goes way up in the air, and Emma Morissette just loses it. Now it's going to be 5-on-4 as the first Plattsburgh penalty, the Colleen penalty, is killed. 5-on-4. Plattsburgh State once again still at 100%, but they're not done yet. Now is Sarah Cruz. Sarah Cruz hits the referee, it looks like, and it's just bounced into the end of the boards. Emma Morrison now trying to hold on. 20 seconds remaining on the penalty. Plattsburgh State now with it. Whitney. Whitney's getting up the ice. She's got one more person on Plattsburgh and cannot get a shot as Taggart with a nice block position, crouch block position there with 55 seconds now remaining in the game. As this one, I think we can tell, is over. And Plattsburgh State does kill that penalty. So it's going to be 5-on-5 hockey.
And now we take a look at the corner. Taggart,
it looks like no penalty called. The referee's just going to let that one go. It looks like I don't know if they're tangled up or if she held her down. But nonetheless, 30 seconds remaining in the game. Plattsburgh State all 100% on the penalty kill, all evened up now as it's just dumped in by Giulio. McArdle wraps it around over to 15 seconds now. Now with Stewart. Stewart cannot get a hit on 10 seconds now. 10 seconds now. Now with Webster. Webster just gives it back to Thomas. 5 seconds now. 3 seconds accounting. Stewart with a last second opportunity. Gets a backhand and cannot. Gustafson just misses. The opportunity fans on it as time expires. Right in the slot in front of Abbott. Plattsburgh State wins this one 4-0. But what an opportunity there from Gustafson to end the game that just fans on it.
Yeah, a little bit of fire and fury at the end of the game for Oswego, sending a message to the Plattsburgh Cardinals, maybe that tomorrow they're going to come out a lot stronger than they did today. But Oswego very frustrated. 4-0 loss against Plattsburgh. They got to move on and come to this game tomorrow and continue the momentum that they just had at the end.
Definitely Oswego State. Oswego State versus Plattsburgh State 4-0. And we'll be back shortly for the post-game recap where we're going to see the entire game, go over and analyze it as they prepare for tomorrow. We'll be back shortly on WTOP 10.
You know who's going off in fantasy this week? Drew Brees.
Brees with time.
You know, you guys are sleeping on Odell Beckham Jr., though. I think he's scoring 3 TDs this week.
And it throws it back across the middle.
No, tell me, the Bears' defense is what's going to go off this week. I mean, boom!
Chicago Bears.
Looking for these? You drive Buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
As an American, it's hard to hear that we have a serious hunger issue in our country. And as a parent, it's even harder to hear that 1 in 5 of our kids struggles with hunger, especially when billions of pounds of good food are wasted every year. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide billions of meals to families in need right in your community. Visit feedingamerica.org to support Feeding America in your local food bank. Together we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Want to know all the latest Stains pop culture? Tune in to Let's Talk About It every other Monday at 10 p.m.
Welcome back to the Murano Campus Center Ice Arena as we are finished up here for the Division III women's hockey matchup between Oswego State and Plattsburgh State. I'm Ben Grieco alongside Pat Machado to end the game. The Plattsburgh State takes this one 4-0 for two crucial conference matchups. And Pat, let's go over those first 4 goals, or the only 4 goals, I should say, shall we?
Yep. So the first goal right in the first period, scored by Drew Mead off of the rush, and we're waiting for the replay to come in here, and experiencing technical difficulties. Here it is. Take a look. Actually, I believe that was the third goal.
We're going to go back and forth just like that. That first Caitlin Drew Mead goal off the blocker of Rachel Farmer after a tip. Literally a lost cause there. That second goal came from Suki Moto. And exactly, she got the rebound right off the post there. And then you had Courtney Moriarty and Andy Katanka. Both of those second 2 goals shut out the third period, however, with Hayden Lindy in net.
Yeah, Farmer had a little bit of a rough night in net. Some of it was due to luck. Like you mentioned, the puck went off of the post and got into the backside of her pads, and then it went in on the off of the loose puck. There was another time where she went for a glove save, and she just came up empty, and it went into the net. She had a rough night in goal, and it was. If you were going to have a rough night in goal, tonight would be the night to do it, because you're facing a team that is number 2 ranked nationally and trades places with Elmira for number 1 ranked nationally. So it's a rough night for Farmer, but they have to face them again tomorrow, so they need to regroup and get ready for that.
Definitely. Between tonight and tomorrow, we definitely will be watching as Oswego State does take on Plattsburgh State tomorrow night as well for another New HL matchup. Their second game of their 4-game seasons. And Pat, what does Oswego have to do to potentially come back and even score a goal?
Rethink your entire game plan that you played today. Like, you need to be a lot more aggressive and not after the whistle. We saw a lot of that today, a lot of stupid penalties being taken, undisciplined penalties, mainly in the name of retaliation that was seen by the referee and called for roughing or unsportsmanlike conduct. And you were essentially giving Plattsburgh, who is very good on the power play, a freebie to score another goal against you. You got to be a lot better on your power play as well. They're still perfect on the power play. Like, they need to rethink their game plan and come into tomorrow with a clear head.
And that's going to do it us for here. Final score 4-0 in favor of Plattsburgh State here on WTOP 10. I'm Ben Grieco alongside Pat Machado. I'm screwing up the names. Make sure you stay tuned for some more men's hockey tonight. And we'll be back tomorrow for women's hockey at 3 p.m. Plattsburgh State versus Oswego State.